And we're in the mix. Let me get situated here. This is Martin Boogieman Luna. I introduced myself pretty well, huh? So here's the deal. I'm having a fun start with doing the live stream here. Everybody knows I do mixing live, especially through Mixcloud and YouTube and Twitch. And, Facebook, I don't do it on anymore because, it's, licensing and royalty issue, you get knocked off. And plus, I don't want to lose my profiles and all my opportunities to reach people because on my Boogieman page, I have like 18,000 followers. And, I don't want that to be gone the next day just because I want to play music. So I do it on Mixcloud without a problem because when I do it through that source, the artist, regardless if it's Fast Eddie, David Guetta, Madonna, rest in peace Prince, all the people that are expecting royalties will get them. So that means they get their money due for their work that they put in. I'm going to have some guests coming in, but I'm inviting people to come on here and hey, what's up, Fernando Sanchez? Welcome to the show. And this is Mixmania TV. I welcome everybody to ask questions. It's talk, it's laugh, it's chatting. It's that's what it's called, a chat. And we're streaming live. These will be rebroadcast for you to view on YouTube visually, on Mixcloud audio-wise. And, Twitch, you can watch it on there. You can watch it on your television at home. If you got a smart TV, dumb TV, I guess, as long as you got a Fire Stick, you can open up the app for Twitch, YouTube, and I think even Mixcloud and watch them on the big screen, put them on your speakers, surround sound, whatever you might. I'm hoping a few of the guys I reached out to will want to join the party. Tanya, what's up? Tanya Kotler, what's up? Yeah, she used to go and check in on the show all the time when we were mixing. Yeah, we were in the mix, right? You remember this? Yeah, there we go. And I will be having a beverage with you throughout the show. In case you're not aware of it, yesterday we did a show on a test run. I had my industry and personal friend Sal Amato, who still carries the WBMX, I guess you say legacy. He has the Facebook page and everything else. They were doing the station in Chicago. And Frankie Hollywood Rodriguez joined us yesterday, Nandi Max. And we had some great virtual guests in the feed. We had Jesse B from Legacy and a few other artists. Got Charles Morgan. What's up, Charles? Oh, we got bass in the house. What's up, my brother? Bass. I really expect that I'm going to have some cool peeps coming on again today. I got some cool history to talk about. This is like really unorganized. What's up, T-Brace fan? Back in the house. Yeah, great stream. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, the crew was awesome yesterday. The show is on Facebook. I think the full 6.5 hours. That was only supposed to be an hour show. Patty's back. What's up, Patty? She was definitely getting historical with us. She knows her stuff from the past and the blast from the past music. We were going at it for an hour, and the next thing you know, it turned into 6.5 hours. I believe I don't know, it might be on Facebook where it went 4 hours. I forgot already. But either way, it's a 6.5 hour show. You can catch the whole show on YouTube on my Boogieman page, and you can catch it on Mixcloud audio-wise. Video, it's pretty funny. It's, we get into everything. We got into, of course, music, a little bit of the history of house music, dance music in general. And we also got into the subject line of, our personal lives here and there, a little insight on that. We also got a little bit into the political corner, but on a safe edge, because we're not here to offend anybody. It was just a matter of opinions. And, it's just like, in case you're not aware of it, what's up, Bobby Styles? He's back. What's up, Bobby? Yeah, we DJ'd together many times, Coach House and some other great parties. Yeah, so we got into that for a minute. Some people had some comments that were not needed because once again, we're not here pointing fingers when we get into that political corner for a moment. It's not the show. It just it just gets in and out because once again, we talk about everything. It's like I say, we talk, we laugh, we do everything. So on that point again, old school wise, back in the day, they didn't care what party you were from politically. It was just opinions. People were able to debate and have conversations without argument. That's the way it should always be. That's the freedom of America. You have the open forum, and nobody should be bashing you regardless of your opinion or who you choose to be an elected official. So just keep that in mind. And if you are going to make any kind of comments, we prefer that you kind of keep them, keep the four-letter words sacred. Put a little symbol there if you can. I try to make this friendly as I can. We were cracking at each other yesterday because Sal Amato was the first one to break out with a no word, and I'm gonna end up saying a few things there too. Like crap. I guess if you want to share the show, I'm going to take a moment to do that with everybody. I Let me see here. Maybe I could even like I said, this is just going off the edge here. I'm just doing whatever. I think I might play a video interview or something in here so I could share because I was expecting some guests to come in right now. I know Nandi's going to be back. He's doing a concert setup right now, and that's part of the conversation that happened yesterday. Nandi's an AV guy besides being a DJ, mixed master partner with me forever. Let me see here. Just looking there, make sure I'm not missing nothing. Okay, thanks a lot. People are inviting. I guess no matter what forum you're on, you can invite them to your forum if it's Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. Yesterday I went live on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn I kind of do that for my other professional side mainly. I represent on there for Mix Masters, but I also represent that for my daytime thing. I've been in the auto industry since 1990. And right now I'm, with Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and I represent Mopar in the Midwest. So I do a fleet commercial business, but I can also help out with consumers such as yourself. So if you have a personal life or a corporate life, I can help you on both ends. I do everything from regular purchases to leasing. So if you ever need assistance on that, let me know. Just private message me, and I'll tell you something cool about that. I'm very old school, and I can actually do the best I can to qualify you without having to do a credit app. Never let anybody do a credit app on you until you get the answers you want. I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, great. That price sounds good, Mr. Salesman. What's my payment going to be? Oh, well, I need a credit app. All right, well, just put me as mediocre credit. What if I was a regular credit, not perfect, not bad, but in the middle? Give me a payment. Oh, well, I need a credit app. Well, you know what? I got the wrong guy or girl. I'm going to go somewhere else because it's just simple math. They can shoot you with a rate, and that way, if something was on your credit that you didn't know about, guess what? You'll understand it, but at least you know where you're going to go up or down from that moment. And that's all I can say there. I've always been friendly to that. I got a very good referral base. A lot of people still come back to me from years ago, from 1990 when I started it. I was back at Arrow Chevrolet back then, and it was a great place to train. I had the best managers there to learn from. It was a great boot camp. Let me see here. Carmen, hello. Welcome back, Carmen. Another pioneer with my mix show when we were doing the live shows during the health crisis, and always supporting. She's a trooper, and actually, Carmen's. I hope I don't reveal too much, Carmen, but I mean, she's definitely got history with me. And hey, don't think the wrong thing, everybody. It's good history. She was she worked at Club Flamingo back in the day with us. She was a host at the door, and she was the host of the most because we all kind of had multiple jobs there. Even though I was a DJ, I used to help out with other things, like picking up the drinks and drinking them. So you know how that works out. But yeah, Club Flamingo was on 440 North Halsted. I got something pretty cool from that. I was going through my archives, and I'm going to be shuffling back and forth here with you. I guess, when people do these kind of things, I guess it's some, they just kind of like they do their blogs or podcasts and they just pull things out and, show you things. Don't worry, I'm not getting in the wrong place with you. And here's an original flyer. All right. This is an original flyer from Club Flamingo. All right. If you see there, it was on 440 North Halstead. And that was right by Grand Avenue, right around the corner from, what was there? It was Buddha Lounge. And that was on Grand right there. And that was a ladies' night Thursday. And pretty cool thing about that is that it was a teaser for me to Prime and Tender because I was DJing at Prime and Tender already, like on teen nights, which that was also when I was on GCI back then too. So that was a Prime and Tender flyer for teen night. And I ended up moving myself into the adult night thing there on Fridays and Saturdays. No, actually, I was guesting, and then I got myself into a residency. And then when they were telling me, to hold on for Thursdays, and I finally got into that position. Until then, I went and found work at Flamingo for Thursday. And then once I was teasing the club about that, Department Tender, they went ahead and took on me for Thursdays with Tony Slam and Sanini. And then history was there because that's where Quarter Drink Night started, right? So let me see here. Fernando Sanchez, yeah, cheers, brother. You got yours, I got mine. Let me see here. I'm trying to figure out if I could play something that just, I'm trying not to get knocked off on any of these formats that I'm on because you know how it works out. You play the wrong music and you get cut off on Facebook. I'm trying to keep it safe. Charles, man, Charles, he's got some great history in Chicago, DJing and working record stores. We're all friends of Benji, Espinoza, rest in peace. Great brother to us, my big brother, a mentor for everybody in the industry that we know today as house music. And, he was a pioneer for that, one of the founders of DeeJay International Records. And, of course, he was the owner of the largest independent distributor for house music records in the Midwest and probably through the nation. And that was Quantum Distributors, located in the same building with DeeJay International Records and Underground Studios. Actually, DeeJay International Records also was Underground Records and also had Fierce Records and then had Mutant Planet Records, Mutant Planet. And there was another label they experimented with. What was it? I think it was DJ Multimedia or something. But anyways, that's where that goes. Don't forget to share. I'm looking to bring in some guests as soon as they pop up. Let me see here. Anybody got a question? Anybody? We got some viewers right now. I'm not looking to lose anybody. I want to keep you here. But at the same time, I got some cool stuff here. I got old flyers, it's like, I'll go over some of those. I'm just waiting for some of our DJ buddies to come on so we can laugh about that at the same time. So if you know anybody in the DJ world, I would recommend you invite them to the feed right now. That'd be pretty cool. See, like right now, I'm going to my Boogieman page where the source of this feed is for Facebook, because YouTube, it shares itself, and Twitch shares itself. And let me see here. So I'm going to my Boogieman page, and I'm going to type in here live. Stay in the mix and share. And there we go there. And I'm going to share this personally. Let me see. And just so everybody knows, I'm going to be scheduling some real shows, with music artists from across the country, overseas. It'll be kind of like weird setting those up because like right now it's like 2 a.m. for most of the overseas artists, in Europe, Netherlands, Switzerland, Germany. But we'll be trying to set that up where we can do an earlier show so we can let them get to their day or finish their day and go to sleep on time. Um, right now, let me see here. Share now. I'm going to go to more options and I'm going to share in a group. Let me see here. What's a cool group? A lot of cool groups out there. Let me see here. We'll go to the BMX group and I'm going to share it there because Sal Amato was with us yesterday. Let me see here. I'm going back. Any questions? Let me see here. Bobby, what was my first paying gig? My first paying gig. That was probably mobile DJing and helping out my DJ teachers, Marty Gomez and Rudy Herrera back then in the South Chicago area. They gave me a little cash for that, but actual bar, if you go there, it would be Denny's 2. That was located on like 91st, 92nd, 93rd and Commercial and South Chicago Avenue on the corner there. It's a bank now, but it was the only late night spot back then besides a place down the way from there around 10 blocks away called the Bucket of Blood by nickname because there was always fights there. And that was in Slag Valley around, like I said, down the way. That was probably more like at around 100th Street. But I was at Denny's too, and I used to share the pay. I think the guys did pretty good back then. They used to get like $225 or $250 a night because they used to also have to set up the speakers and equipment, and it was a mobile. So there you go on that. All right, of course you remember the house parties. Patty, come on, everybody did the house party. Yeah, Nene, my cousin Nene's in the mix here. Hey, Nene, I'm going to tell you, go ahead and make sure you post your podcast. She's got a great podcast. It's her and her friend doing the girly thing, but they go tomboy style sometimes, because they're cool like that. And they like I was telling all the guys yesterday, if you're single, listen to the show because they'll give you little secrets on what girls are looking for, when they want to get a guy out there on the floor or a date. I think they do stuff like that, so it's pretty cool. I don't know if they do cooking shows because Nene, she just orders Heine's chicken and Capri pizza every day, I guess. So let me see. How did I get involved in with the Hot Mix 5? Well, I guess everybody did the same. We were all DJing parties as opening DJs, and after they got on at the halls, and you were excited as hell to get on the same flyer with them. Let me see if I can find a flyer for that. And then you got to meet them personally, and after that, you were on your way up in the world. That you felt like well, that's what you felt like. I just passed one up. Where is it? Oh, here it goes. This is actually, I think, the first actual official party I was on. Nah, this isn't. No, hold on. Looked like the flyer. But I gotta show you, man. Bobby Styles has that question. Hey, Bobby, you probably remember this one. This was like a blast to pass out there when we first, what you might say, and people they like to use the word invaded, but we basically got invited to DJ in the suburbs, and this was Fleet Street. I don't know if you remember that. That was right up before that. We were doing a place called Kick Out the Jams in Elgin, and then we ended up doing Fleet Street right there. On the opposite side, it was right over there by Santa's Village. And if you can see, I was a class of 86 into the mix. Mixmaster members back then was Jammin' Joey, which was Joey Jammin' Diaz, my mentor from South Chicago, who took me under his wing when Marty and Rudy took a little hiatus. And then you have me there, Martin Boogieman. And then you had Pumpin' Pete as a mixmaster and Mark Imperial. Pumpin' Pete, well-known DJ, and Mark Imperial, The Love I Lost, Jador Dancer, he was a mixmaster also. They actually had some cool jackets back then. I gave them. We used to have these silk like jackets with blue sleeves and silver, and the logo was on the back. Yeah, Union and Patriotic. Yeah, Patriotic never had heat. That was the bad thing about that. That was down the street from Medusa's in Elgin. Well, Medusa's was long later, right, dude? I mean, you're the one to answer, I guess, on that. Matter of fact, Bobby's got some issues. When did you start DJing, Bobby? Put it on the feed there. Hopefully, everybody can see it everywhere. Let me see. Until that, this was a cool flyer. It was actually one of my first ideas on a flyer in '86. It was at the Union Hall, as you can see right there, 293rd South Chicago Avenue, right by Commercial Avenue. And you can see there, January 10th, we took this artwork off of Lime. Lime had a cool covers back then, sexy cool covers, And right there you can see that's how you would meet the guys, from the radio. WBMX, Hot Mix 5, Julian Perez, one of the first members after Scott took off with Kenny Jason, featuring Kenny's Jam Tracks record. And then you had the Mix Masters, Joey Jammin Diaz and Martin Boogieman Luna. Special guest appearance by Quest, No More Mind Games. Mind Games, yeah. Don't you know it's too late? In Liz Torres' voice, much better voice than mine. And that was hosted by the Godfather, I guess they call him the Godfather of Disco, Jesse Jones, who was running Loop Records. I actually invited Jesse to hopefully come through today. He might be sneaking up on us, maybe because of this. If you're watching, Jesse, don't forget I sent you the link. Come on down. Come on into this mix. Dance Cruise Kamikaze down to the house. I don't know. I mean, who Kamikaze was a group now back then, Nene? I don't remember that. And Nene, if you want to, let me see here. If you want to get on and you got your hair did, I'll throw you a link if you want to get on. Just tell me to throw you a link. And then if I get kind of like busy with the other peeps, if anybody, I'll just, give you a fine thank you for coming in, and then we'll go from there. Colitis, that's Caligula. No, is it Caligula? No, it was Los Colitos with brother. Yeah, they used to always wear those leopard uniforms and everything, right? You had them, and you had, I got to get Angelo in there. I invited Angelo. He's really good about the dance group stuff and knowing all that. I remember I used to hang out with a group when I first got invited to the West Side, Pilsen area. When Jesse Radical Mendoza came with the Mix Masters back then, he used to be with a group called Latin Breeze. And they kind of broke up and separated, and Jesse came with me, and I ended up being around them a lot with a group, but you probably know Charles is they were called Co-Ed Entertainment, and the Co-Ed dancers, I think you had Orange Crush, you had Destiny, but in our side, Nene, you had the breakdance crews. You had I know you had Awesome with Eddie Edwards in them, Chinaman. And then you had our group was Trance Dancers. We were the Trance Dancers, and our theme song was Trance Dancers by Night Moves. Trance, dance, dance, trance. And here we go. There's a co-ed flyer. So see, like everybody, that was a flyer for the American Legion. That was 1986. It was the first anniversary for co-ed. So I guess they started in '95 on that crew. You had Miguel Rodriguez, Felix Carranza, Nandi Veramontes, which is now Nandi Max, Rich Martinez, Radical Jesse Mendoza, Martin Boogieman Luna. Yeah, he's a pretty good guy. Jose Muniz, and you had Tom Puerto Rico Perez, Chaz D, and Telly Caravallo. And let me see, a special turn. Yeah, Liz Torres, special appearance, female artist. And on the back, co-ed's first anniversary. Oh, hell no, there's their names. I know I talked to Bingo still through Facebook. Of course, Jesse, Robert, John, Patty, Al, Chewy, Chris, Ann, Gina, Jean, Alita, Martin, not this Martin, there was another Martin, and Victor, Tom, and Danny, and Grant. Because I used to be their DJ. I wasn't actually dancing, even though I can get it like that, right? Shake the shoulders. Yeah, what do we got there? Salvia. So DJ Low. How can you go? What's up, DJ Low? We got DJ Low in the house. I am doing this solo right now, so please remember, if I'm missing your comment, I will get to it. Let me see here. Let me see here. Hey, Charles, you got some good history in the record stores and everything. If you want, give me a yes or no if you're ready. I'll send you a link you could pop in. And then Styles, if you want, I'll give you a link you could pop in. It's kind of like I said on the flyer. I don't know if you see my flyer. I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of like, let me see, what did I put on the flyer? I just did it today. But oh, yeah, here we go. I did a quick flyer. We talk, we laugh, we invite. So that's what I'm doing. We go live whenever we feel like it. So, Mixmania TV. All right. And what's kind of cool with the name Mixmania, I've had that forever, throwing parties. And now it's, my Mixmasters name is my DJ company, and also my artist name, just like up there for In the Mix, Pump It Up, Homeboy, and It's About Time records I did. House Express. House Express was my first release with Joey Diaz, me, and Lou Sperano on the boards. And those records, catapulted me with the name Mixmasters. And now and then my publishing company has always been Mixmania. And that's why I use Mixmania TV. I think it's kind of a nice neutral name. It's not like I'm asking everybody to come here under that Mixmasters umbrella. As much as I'm proud of it, I can understand DJs being a little, I don't really rep Mixmasters, and that's okay. I get it. It's like Sox and Cub fans in Chicago, right? Like if I started telling you, post who's a Cub and Sox fan on there, I know I'm going to start something. So, hey, let's start something. Just post it. I don't care. Boogie, what grammar in high school did you go to? Man, I went to a lot because I lived between Chicago and Texas after third grade. So I started in Phil Sheridan in South Chicago, and then Orville T. Bright in South Daring, and then Mark Twain in Texas Elementary, and then Longfellow Elementary because they had middle schools out there, 7th to 8th. And no, I'm sorry, before that, like it was like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, something like that. And then I went to Alvin Junior High and then Harvey Junior High, which was a newer school in Texas, if my friends from Texas are listening. And then I came to Chicago between Alvin High School and Washington High School, and then Bowen High School because I had to leave Washington. Long story short on that, I was a DJ, what you would call a neutral guy out there on the streets, but somebody tried to put a tag on me that I was with a certain group, and they tried to stab me at the bus stop with knives. And fortunately, I got out of that situation, and then what was worse, a very good friend who was a jock. This guy never did anything but play basketball, football, and everything. Got stabbed on the bus that I did not get on, that he was not even involved with this, and he got stabbed. And that's basically where my partners from Bowen, like Rudy and Marty, my DJ partners and all them, they said, hey, and Ruben and my, Ruben Cruz are like, hey man, you got to come over here by us, because you need backup, or something into that case. So I transferred to Bowen, and that's where I ended my school career. And yeah, so there you go. And Tommy, what's up, man? Tommy's back. Tommy, you're more than welcome too if you want. Go to my Boogieman Messenger, and I'll be happy. Oh, my daughter just commented somewhere in there. So, anyways, and I'll go into my Boogieman Messenger, and I'll send you a link. I'd love to have you guys on. Hey, let's just talk, man. I could talk my brains out. I have stories beyond stories. People like Carmen and them all know already, I believe, because I would comment throughout the mix shows I did on live mixing. Let me see here. I'm still down with the Mixmaster. Thank you, DJ Low. Yeah, Noel, Mad One. Yeah, you know what? I try to get Mad One in here, see if he wants to come on too. Like I said, it's whatever goes. But I promise you guys, I won't be on till 3:30 in the morning again. I don't expect you to listen to me. You can always come back and listen, and Tommy Too Tough. Like I said, hey guys, I'm gonna look right now. Let me see here. We got a messenger going on, maybe. And you get me on there, I'll send you an invite, and you'll be right in. And we love to hear from you. I mean, everybody's got some good history. I have sometimes what's kind of hard for people to understand. They'll tell me about, hey, did you ever go to this club, that club, that club? And I'm like, no. I says, I used to, back then, DJ residencies, you were DJing at a club. If you were good enough to be there for a year and you did what you were supposed to do, you would get like 3, 5, 9, 10, 15 years at these clubs, and that's what I did. I was loyal and I did my job. So sometimes that club would be out so long that there would be 2 clubs in the same building that would open and close before I could even visit them because they were only open on Fridays, Saturdays. And how am I supposed to visit when I'm DJing from 9 to 4 or 5 in the morning, right? Yeah, Carmen's contesting there. I got lots of stories and facts. Tim Malinowski, what's up, brother? We got a ride someday. I got a Harley. I think Tim might still have his Harley. But anyways, got a ride someday, guy. Yeah. Yeah. Live to ride, ride to live. Let me see here. I guess you guys are a little bit tick and you can't get into to my messenger maybe. And I'd send you a link, guys. All you got to do is click on that link and allow it to use your mic and your camera, and you could come right on here with me. And that's once again for my industry buddies out there, Bobby Styles, DJ Tommy, Too Tough, and Bass. Let me know, man. I'll put you the link. Let me see here. Some other cool stuff I had, I was looking through stuff just to try to entertain everybody. I always wrote down a lot of things. I got to thank my mom for this because she was always like one about notes, and then she always collected everything for me on my history. Like a lot of stuff I share, like videos and stuff that I share on my YouTube. You'll see videos of Fast Eddie and Tyree and everybody else in the mix, Street Mix, the video show I used to host, and Frankie. And we got footage on that I'll be getting to you because Sal's got a company that he has now that transfers any kind of old tapes, reel to reels, etc. And he transfers them to digital. So once he does that, I'm going to be able to share a lot of that with you guys. There was some cool interviews and just cool stuff, kind of like that clip I played yesterday from the warehouse. And you guys, I'm sorry to say I don't remember what part of the show it was because 6.5 hours was kind of long. So I don't know where to tell you to scroll to really quick to go check that out. I think it was actually towards probably past the halfway point. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, man, everybody's having conversations out there. So anyways, I this is like an old note thing here, and see, that was kind of cool. See that DAD back then, I was looking at starting a crew or an organization called DJs Against Drugs. And we were going to do a hotline, and the whole, I don't know, it might even be good now, right? Where anybody young or old needed to call somebody, they can call us, and we would be reachable through a hotline and help talk and walk you through doing anything stupid, or maybe even continuing to be I guess just a crazy, drug crazy person. I mean, because look at it today, they legalized marijuana. I know a lot of friends, and there's some family members that like to share, a powwow there like the Native American Indians did. They have some good conversations, right? Find their inner spirits, and some needed to relax, and for health reasons, medicinal. And anyway, so, the DJs Against Drugs thing was based on the fact that it was real because a lot of us participated in, and I guess you could say, non-medicinal drugs back then, etc. and even, it's like, so basically, once again, if they did call on us, being that we weren't hardcore on that anymore, it's like we would at least be able to talk their language. And it's just like I remember I used to tell people when they used to say, I would see them getting like maybe in cocaine too much, and I would they would ask me about a question about it before they even took it, I say, man, do you feel like trying to go to sleep, wishing you could go to sleep? You know, your heart rate going up, possible heart attack. You know, I just knew all the bad stuff, and I was willing to help with it, and I still do this. You know, there's like young people, family members, friends, kids, and all. Hey, tell Martin, tell him about his, partying all night and everything, man. What happens? I'll give them some stories that they didn't expect to hear from people I knew, and personal experiences. So, I'm never ashamed to admit my faults. That's what it's about. You got to help the youth and your friends do the right thing. And there's no embarrassment in saying that you learned something, right? Um, Let me see, a big box of cassette tapes. Yeah, there's a good friend of mine, Andy Anaya from South Chicago, and he still has a ton of tapes on cassette that I need to get somebody to help us transfer them for Andy, because I love to hear those tapes. There's so many records on there I probably don't even have anymore for different reasons, but I think everybody knows I got rid of half of my collection recently in the last couple of years. I just know what I needed for future parties, and I basically gave a lot of it to Benji Espinosa before he passed away, as a gesture of friendship, because he did the same thing for me. He used to supply me with records, and I was like, "Hey, Benji, please take them, and do as a good person like you always do. Get them to the right people in the right hands, people that appreciate them." I think at that time I had around maybe over 50,000 records. I was up at 75,000 plus, but now I think I'm down to like 25,000 records. I still have in my collections. So I think I go as high as the year 2016 is when I stopped collecting vinyl, because a lot of vinyl sources went away. But they're coming back now. I think Charles Bates and everybody knows that, right? Um, Let me see here. I hear you, Patty. Everybody's got a different chemical reaction. Some people can drink and walk a straight line, and some people can't. Everybody's different. Let me see here. Uh, did I miss anybody on Messenger? Nope. I guess everybody's just like a little shy of the gun here to hit that click button. Let me see here. I'm gonna try to do an invite right now. Give me a moment, everybody. To a few of them, and see if they can understand that maybe they forgot they're doing something, eating some cereal or something. Who knows? And see if we can sneak in my guest that was. I just let them know around maybe an hour or before the show started. So there ain't no blaming the game here. And can't get them in here. Sal was a riot yesterday with us, everybody, huh? Um, Nandi came in late. Frankie Hollywood Rodriguez came in late. And let me see here, one more. Like I said, this is just what it is. No plan. And you guys are awesome, and girls, for hanging in right now. Like I said, some people are just unaware of this. And let's see what happens. What I missed now. All right, talking amongst yourself. Yeah, everybody was. That was a pretty funny night. Let me see here. Yeah, so I found this sheet, and I guess I wrote this thing down, trying to make a bio back then, and I'll just read it off. It's like mixed at Eric's North Fridays, mixed at Prime and Tender Thursdays, first mix show Club 107.5 WGCI FM Fridays with Armando and Irene, featured at B96 for 1 month when the show started in '89. For 1 year mixed at CRX 88.1 and WCRC 99.5 FM in '89. And I gotta get hard on here soon. And even Harry the Blade. 6 month mix at GCI AM in '88. I used to be Ralphie Rosario's personal guest on the AM station. when they gave the Hot Mix 5, when they went over to GCI, they gave them their own AM shows besides the FM show that they used to mix as the DJs. The Hot Mix Kiss 99 FM in London. I forgot that. I was on Kiss 99 FM in London. In and out of Shelter and Paradome back then, too. Was in the past at Flamingo, Eddie Rockets, Phoenix, Mars in New York, Palladium in New York. I was a magazine reporter for Billboard New York, Billboard Magazine, Sin Magazine New York, New Music Express, London. Articles and interviews I got listed here. Matter of fact, I'm going to invite a couple people right now. I didn't think about it. Hold on, let me see here. We got some cool people from the record industry in New York and everybody that are still in here in the business, you know. Let me see here. And let me see. Carpet. And let me see here. I need a co-host here, right? All right, I just sent those out. Let's see what happens. Let's see. You know what? Talking about those magazines. Oh, wait a minute. I wish I could still find that flyer I was trying to tell you about. Oh, here it is. So you were asking me earlier how I came about me in a Hot Mix 5. I think this is the flyer. There was a party that I was really excited to finally get on a flyer. Oh, this ain't it. Hold on. So you know, flyer, and I guess back then it was just print, so you only had so many amounts of ink, so you couldn't get like really a different flyer for everything. Actually, I gotta be more organized. This is crazy. Oh, you remember this one, Bobby? Dillegaffs. Addison, Sunday night, teen night. That was 86. Mickey Mix and Oliver was the main DJ, and then you had Pumpin' Pete, Tony Sinini, who was we were together at Prime and Tender, and of course Martin the Boogieman. Yeah, look at that $5 cover charge back then. Everybody's even complaining that now about paying a cover charge. Ain't they crazy? Oh boy. Yeah, next time I'm gonna be more ready, guys and girls. I just am not as quick as I thought I could be right now. This is a cool flyer. Remember this? Dance-a-thon, 86, Tony Batoy, Lisa T presents. That was at the Rainbow. What was the cover charge there? Doors opened at $6 in advance, $8 at the door. What's in it? You had Rafi Larraz doing the Puerto Rican Lover and Si Me Gusta Bailar. White Knight, Never Give Up. It was his first record, I believe. And who was there? I'm trying to read this with you. Farley Jackmaster Funk. See, that's when they were on GCI. Larry Thompson, Mario Ramos, and Sly Fox. Larry and Sly, rest in peace. Great guys. Peter, Pretty Boy Fosco, Mark Boogieman Luna, Mark Imperio, and Pumpin' Pete. Plus special appearance by Jazzy J from New York. Everybody remembers Jazzy J. Trick DJ. Hector Mura, true old school DJ. Thank you. I respect you too, brother. Thank you, Hector. Hector Mura, right there. Patrick Wayne Shea. Yeah, we got to get Pumpin' Pete. Pumpin' Pete and I have some good history. She broke bread in my parents' house many a times. My mom used to cook for us and everything. And I used to go hang out at his place, and I think he used to live in Addison, Illinois back then. And we used to DJ, like I said, together. He was a mix master with me. Took him under the mix master wing back then. And we had a lot of great times. And, of course, everybody's evolved from there. A lot of guys put time in and they stood with it. Actually, I think, let's see here. Oh, this is a special one. Well, I mean, you know, memory. This is like probably the first time a DJ was recognized for, you know, passing away, you know, and at a young age too. And this was a tribute to Jesse Velez. He was the one that girls out on the floor, you know, just move, dance colito, y colito right here. And they had special appearances by all of us DJs that were, I guess, in that scene. I mean, look at that. You got some really key names there. You had the Mix 5 there. You had the Mix Masters representing Joey Diaz, Martin Luna. It was kind of funny. They put Tony Boom Boom there right under us like he was a Mix Master, but, you know, not that I didn't want him to be, but I think he was like, hey, I'm not a Mix Master. You know, you had a lot of DJs on there. If you're reading them, that's cool. I hope you're able to. That was an 8-2 5-hour donation went to his family. Died at a very young age. That was a very sad time. And Tony Betoy put a very nice event together for him, a tribute. And I got more of these, but let me see here. Nobody's trying to sneak up on me yet. So I guess you guys can tease Bobby and Charles if they don't want to come in here yet. But that's okay. I'm not going to do that to you guys. This is a pretty cool article. This is Billboard magazine before I became a Billboard reporter. Benji Espinosa read about every music paper in the world. He was addicted to reading. And one day he comes out of nowhere and he says, Boogie, he says, they wrote up in the mix. And right there it says instrumental club thumper that has been huge in New York is Mix Masters smoking in the mix. DJ and and they said the versions right there says make sure you get on the Fast Eddie mix. And Eddie did kick ass. That's right there. And on that, his mix was you know, the big mix that you know, helped move that record in New York. And of course we all know that was in the Madonna movie Truth or Dare. Hey, still get royalties on that. This is a pretty cool one here. It was an American DJ Finals back in the day, and they held it in Chicago. And when you went through that, they also made sure to visit key DJs like Julian Perez, Joe Smooth, Mike Kidman Wilson, and Fast Eddie. Fast Eddie looked like he just woke up that day. And Farley Jack Master Funk right there. And what the cool thing was, why I say this article, I highlighted it. And if you can read there. Now remember, before I read this, you were able to speak like this without anybody taking sides on skin. You know, it was all based on just, you know, different types of clubs, and everybody was invited to them. But he said right here, Julian decided to check out some black house clubs and white house clubs before taking me to the most amazing Latin club I'd ever experienced. If you ever visit Chicago, make sure to check out Club Flamingo and DJ Martin, the Boogieman. Now that was pretty cool. So thanks, Julian, for taking them over there. And that was back then when they were doing the American DJ Finals. That was there a date on there? I don't think there's a date on there, but actually we could probably find it because there's a YouTube video, but you had DJ Aladdin, DJ Miz, and Bad Boy Bill. So that's the one where I think Bad Boy Bill was on stage with his memorable performance. And I'll let you go look for that. Maybe I could pull it up because it was pretty cool. He was creative in the way he did his performance that night. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Here's a cool one. If everybody, you know, is wondering, okay, Martin, where did it all start? Well, there's a story behind that. I'm going to skip it because I'll save it for some other time. But long story short, the guys that I met in 82, that took me under their wing. These are actually 3 guys that I met on a bus on the way to a party that friended me on the spot, and that's why I am here today as a personality Boogieman. And this is an original picture that was provided by a good friend of ours, and she was like our manager too, Tina Morin, and she actually had this from all those years. So I don't know if you could tell, but there's a building behind us, and if you look at it, there's a basement there, and that's where we used to practice. And the guy to the right is Michael. He was a trumpet sax player. Trumpet and trombone player for the band that I used to also work lights for. Marty was a band member with him playing saxophone. Marty's there next to him without the shirt on. Marty Gomez, DJ, and Rudy Herrera, DJ, that taught me how to DJ back then. Everybody thought me and Rudy used to be brothers by blood. I'm, of course, the small guy on the left. And the funny thing is, I'm taller than all of them today. So that's pretty cool. Back then, Explosive Sounds was the group right there of us, because Mixed Masters was originally the two guys in the middle and Joey Diaz. And then when they broke apart, Joey took the name Mixed Masters with him. And so when Marty and Rudy kind of retired, I went ahead and went under the name Mixed Masters, because it was actually what I felt a better marketing name. Mixed Masters. I mean, come on, how can you say that? Explosive Sounds was truly a good name for the group that we had back then, though, because nobody could take our sound system down. We kicked everybody's butt with real sound, because we actually worked with bands. So we used to use the band speakers, which were humongous. So when we did parties at the clubs, you couldn't mess with us. I mean, it was boom, boom, boom. It was the real deal. Another night, I'm in the gym, shorts. Oh, okay. So Bobby's in gym shorts, and he's watching the Sox game. Oh, that's cool, bro. Yeah, thanks for the props, girly, Patty. And 27 bus. Yeah, 27 South Daring bus, Fernando. Yep, that was it. 27 South Daring. I took that bus. I used to take that bus to DJ sometimes. I used to go on the bus with records, 2 record crates in each arm, and my buddy used to carry 2 crates of records in his arm. And we were all in security, hoping that nobody tried to fight us for my records sometimes. Because, I didn't always have a car or a ride. Let me see here. Let me see. You guys been troopers. Let me see here. Well, you know what I could do? I can actually share some, your partner all the way from San Antonio. Ruben Melendez. What's up with Ruben? Yeah, Ruben. Neighborhood Ruben. Yeah. Bartended for a while too and everything else. Extraordinaire there. And you're out of San Antonio right now. Cool, man. Yeah, so let me see here. I'm going to share a screen here. And what's this? Prayers of Dust. Paul Johnson. Eric Paul's having some problems right now. Health problems. What's up, Mix Fest, man? That's got to be Mike. Hey. And we rode the same bus together. Driver was a black gentleman who was very cool. That black gentleman was Sam Chapman. He was and still is a legend. Sam Chapman. He was very well known and still does sometimes, I believe, stepper parties. And he used to do stepper parties all over the South Side. And it was like that Bernie Mac crowd, you know what I mean? Like with the suits and everything. And he plastered his flyers all over the South Daring bus that went all the way to Lake Street, I believe, downtown, the route it did. So he used to plaster with our flyers. And Sam Chapman, he used to remind me of Billy D. Williams, because he had that debonair look, and he was so cool. And he was definitely a ladies' man. When the ladies came on the bus, Sam definitely had their attention. And he was a gentleman. And I remember a great thing about him. One day, I had nobody to back me up with my records. Everybody was not able to meet up with me at my place. And I had to take the bus from 108 South Daring to 93rd to go DJ at the Union Hall. And I had to carry crates of records. And when we stopped at 93rd and South Chicago Avenue, which is around maybe 5 blocks or 4, I don't want to overdo it. Probably 3.5 blocks probably from the stop. I was a pretty strong guy carrying records, But anyways, he had people on the bus, but he made sure he did not leave until I waved at him as a signal that I was walking into the entrance of the Union Hall. And so I walked all the way down there as fast as I could with these crates of records. I can't even tell you the time, how long it took. But he waited with people on the bus till I got there. And then when I waved, he took off on the bus. That's like a big brother there forever. I try to reach him on Facebook. Sometimes he communicates with me there on simple comments. But I know he's a true man, and I'll never forget that. Let me see here. He lived on East End, huh? Wasn't sure. I wasn't aware about that one. I remember there was a cool Latino guy also, and the reason why I knew these bus drivers too is because I was the last stop at 108th and Torrance. 109th actually, 109th in Torrance. And the house that I lived in still is there. God bless. 108, 43, South Oxy, I can tell you now. And our old phone number was 312-731-4758. That's right. And don't try calling it now. I don't want to mess it up for anybody out there. Like, who the hell is calling my number? Let me see here. I'll just give you guys some history pictures here since you're asking. I'm going to share it on the screen here. I'm going to do a full screen share on it. So right there, that's hold on. Do I have an invite? No, everybody's still scared. All right. So let me see. Okay. So right here, this is the House of Blues. This was a really great party. That's me on stage. That was a history of House 2, I believe. And right there in front of me where I'm doing, I don't know if you can see my mouse there. Hold on. No, it doesn't show the mouse. Wait a minute, does it? Anyway, hold on. Well, let me see. I can tell here because I got my phone next to me. Hold on, let me experiment. Let me see a little later. Hold on. Yeah, you can't see me move the mouse. That's all right. So, anyways, right there is Harv Roman, I believe. Yeah, that's Harv. And he's actually getting ready to grab a record from me, a 12-inch vinyl record, to show it to everybody, like how true I was to the party. And I always remember too that night I was really struck, like impressed that Kenny Jam and Jason gave me big props after that night, because I was actually the only one that took the motion to set up turntables and do this live vinyl because everybody was already going digital. And I had a performance show. So let me see if I could do that and make sure I didn't skip a flyer. Hold on. Come on. Did this lock up on me? Yeah, I think it did. I'm about to get out of this and bring it back. Hey, Cousin Odie. Cousin Odie is back. And I'm going to open this page up again. Hold on, please. Your sister lived on 109th in Torrance. That's pretty interesting because my cousin Dawn used to live on 109th, right there on the stop across the street. The Gonzalez family back then, my cousin Dawn and my cousin Michelle and my aunt and uncle, rest in peace, Uncle Charlie, and my aunt Angie. And then also in that same building for a moment was Nene. Nene lived there on 109th. Nene and my Uncle Johnny and Judy. I think I'm correct, right, Nene? Back me up, Nene. Back me up. I'm trying to get this page up. Hold on, everybody. So, see all. And news, press, and pics. Okay, and share that. See, I'm learning this with you guys because when I go full boat on this and I bring actual special guests, friends, and people you would consider legends, celebrities, and stuff, you're helping me get ready. All right, so let's see. All right, and let me change the background so it's not so busy here. Which background do I like? Yeah, we'll use that one right now. Okay, so right there, that's one of my original mixed master cards. Actually, that design was pretty cool. That was made by Philip Delamora back then. Philip, he DJs a lot of industrial new wave. He loves to do all the Depeche Mode, New Order, and all that, you know. And you could catch him out there doing this thing. That's again the House of Blues. Let me see if I can open this up better. And let's see here. How's that looking out there? How's that look, everybody? Can you kind of see that? Give me a comment, please. The Salazar family, you said, huh? Patty, that used to be your family, huh? Let's see. Okay, I think that is better. Okay. Oh, that's actually good there. So I guess I could go like that. Okay. So now, next here, this is a really cool article. This is an article that was written from overseas. Ian McCann was a major journalist for newspapers out there back then. And I'll enlarge this for you. I was really touched by this because he came out to interview artists, and I'll read it from the top for you. Is Chicago still your kind of town? Oh, and right there on the cover, that's Sterling Void. Sterling Void worked with Paris Brightless back then. They made the record "It's All Right." Great record. It was it was picked up later by the Pet Shop Boys. "It's All Right," and right there. So again, should you be house hunting? Here and on page 2425, Paradise, that's their newspaper, says yes to both questions and talks to Illinois makers. Now, here's what's really cool. They put my name first. And I'm going to tell you, all these other guys had made more records than me, but I guess I just had a good big mouth for interviews. So they put talks to Illinois makers, and I was on GCI at the time. Boogieman, Jamie Principal, Mr. Lee, Mike Dunn, and Richard Rogers. And how about that? And it says Chicago, Chillinois. And, they talk about everybody in there from the Jungle Brothers, Soul to Soul, Paul Oakenfold, when he was first coming up, Danny Rampling, was on there, Adonis, GM Silk, Sundance, GMDK, Posse. What else is in there? Robert Owens, Fast Eddie, Kuroc Steady, Tyree, Frankie Hollywood Rodriguez, Julian Perez, K. Alexi, K. Posse. And here's a little thing they said on me. They said, DJ Martin Boogieman Luna has another brutal innovation, a variant on hip house with a raw, deadly energy and set of samples that would baffle the hottest London jock. Pretty cool. And I'll go to the next one here. This is what I had breakdancers at the concert I did. So these were the breakdance crews I had. And they supported me and made me look good. Right here, you can see this article, Jockstrap on Paradise, which is another one I did. They talk about Chicago, and this was my top 10 back then. It was Let the Music Take Control, Tyree, Street Talk by Trouble and Rebel MC. And then you had Welcome to My Groove, Mellow Man Ace, Coming to My House, Queen Latifah, Pump That Body, Mr. Lee, That's the Way of the World, D-Mob, and then The Power by Snap, Vogue by Madonna, In the Mix by, I had to put that in there back then, huh? My record, In the Mix, Mix Masters and MC Action, and Can You Dig It by The Bomb, Can You Dig It? And what else we have here? I'm still waiting for people to pop in. I got some shy friends today. I'm trying to get you some guests on here, everybody, so I apologize. Hey, Joe, nice shoes. That's my line, bro. That's my cousin there. Hey, Joe, if you want to get on, you if you're on your computer, let me know and send me a message on Messenger. I'll let you link in here. Joe's a DJ for years. He came under my wing back when I was at La Passage and Soundbar. Right there is Serena. She's writer publisher, I believe, on Five Magazine there in the middle in the green. And it was pretty cool because she went ahead and got her dance crew to represent me at the House of Blues. And it just so happened that their crew of girl dancers were called the 5-Star Boogie. And it's kind of hard to read it, but that's what it says on their shirts, the 5-Star Boogie. And they performed for me. This right here is a really cool article. This is when I was on GCI, and that's me with a mustache. And they refer to me here. Pretty cool. I guess I'm not going to bore you because I'm still waiting for my guest to come on. Let me read it. Other friends of the Boogieman, Benji Espinoza. Man, I miss Benji. From DeeJay International Record Store. And Armando Rivera, a night jock at WGCI, encouraged him to approach the commercial station. That's how he came to be on GCI. Armando referred me strongly. As a Billboard reporter, Luna had access to limited editions of remixes distributed by labels for club jockeys only. And MD Stephen Ross, great guy. Thank you, Stephen, if he ever hears this. He really was a big supporter of me before he got transferred to another station. Basically, Stephen Ross was searching for an exclusive Lisa Stansfield mix. Oh, yeah, that's what happened is that I was a Billboard reporter, and they were looking for a mix they heard me play in the clubs. And I ended up editing that mix for them and making it shorter because it was like 7 minutes. And it was like a housey version. And I still have that Lisa Stansfield mix. My cousin Dawn loves the fact that I have that because she's a big Lisa Stansfield fan. So anyways, it was all around the world. And after I did that favor, they sought me out to take over the weekend show as the DJ for WGCI. After delivering the record to Ross, Luna arranged for the MD to hear him spin at Shelter. On Saturday nights, I was the main resident on Shelter's dance floor, and then started doing master mixes for the station in March of 1990. The Boogieman's formula for success on the air involves giving Chicago a taste of the world, ranging from local house hits to imported material. What was pretty cool, everybody, is that I was going against B96 at the time by myself. So I had to go against all the DJs by myself. And I loved it because I was a DJ junkie. And but what I did uniquely is that I played a different set every hour. And you didn't really get repeats from me until like 1 a.m. because I knew that was a late crowd. And so basically everybody knew they were going to get a fresh mix all the way through there. No comment from Benji here on the right. Boogie is that. He always liked to write like that. That. I mean, Benji was one of the most educated men you could ever meet. He was very literal and vocal, and he could, whatever he said, he could read and write and define it. He was like a walking encyclopedia and dictionary. He said, Boogie, is that you or your stunt double? Anyways, so the Boogieman, that formula, the formula of success on the air involves giving Chicago a taste of the world, ranging from local house hits to imported material. The formats included are, and this was my formats, different from B96, was house, hip house, acid house, house energy, top 40, world beat, reggae, and ska. Among the records he put in Chicago's ears are Simon Harris, Reggae House, Long ZD, This Is Ska, Just Keep Rockin' by DJ Trouble, Cindy Valentine's Pick Up the Pieces, Nicole, Rock the House, the B-Sides, Volume 1 and 2 releases. You probably know that, Charles and these guys. And KK's Mix of Volume 1. And in conclusion says the Boogieman, Word, because that's what I used to tell everybody back then, Word. Let me see. Oh, I guess Joe's not going to be coming in. He probably doesn't have his nice shoes on. Joe, like I said, if you hit me on Messenger, I'll send you a link if you want to pop in. Let me see here. That's me again. This is an interview they did on Chicago Scene Magazine. That's when I was DJing at Buzz, Narcisse, La Passage. That's me with my Mixmaster gear on at the Phoenix back then. And that was a New Year's party, most likely. And as you can see, the balloons on the upper left. And of course, I had to pull out the colored vinyl to show off. And that was a Razor-made vinyl. Those were really hard to find back then with special remixes on them. I had a shoulder strap I guess you could say a headphone. It was a single headphone. Those were kind of pretty cool back then. And that was at Phoenix nightclub on Broadway Avenue. Jesse Della Pena shared the same article area with me. They talked about Jesse being a hip hop DJ. Funny enough, I met Jesse Della Pena back then, and he was he was playing Depeche Mode, New Order, and all that. Let me see if I get Jesse in here. Let me see here. And we're just doing everything on the fly here. Let's see how that happens. Okay. Yeah, so they talk about me playing in the club circuit at that time for so many years. They talk about my Madonna, Truth or Dare thing, Shelter Karma. Karma was a cool club. I opened up Karma. I was opening the DJ for that. Stardust and Club Flamingo. Uh, and they said I was the founder of the Freedom Cause, Mixed Masters Multimedia Inc. So yeah, I've been legit for a long time, everybody. Uh, right there, another shot of the crowd at the House of Blues. And articles. Oh, here's a cool part. They talk about me because once again, I was just coming up in the housing, um, and it said a less well-known figure in Europe, but one likely to make a name for himself is Martin Boogieman Luna, also just called the Boogieman, a slickly dressed, quick smiling, instantly likable character. He would make the part of the supporting friend in an Italian rites passage movie with no effort whatsoever. Mr. Luna seems permanently. I haven't read these for a while, folks, so I'm not trying to, boast here. Mr. Luna seems permanently amused by his role as the boogeyman, and the rest of the world is likely to join him if his demos are anything to go by. He walks around with a leather case packed full of tapes and bizarre music. Now, that was my demos and studio demos I was talking about yesterday, and special remixes that, Fast Eddie and everybody, Tyree had that never got released on vinyl. Because when they used to do remixes on records back then in the studio, there used to be like maybe 10 or more, and only 4 of them would get picked or 5 of them for the record release. So, you're hoping your mixes got picked. And that's why I had all these tapes with these mixes nobody had, because I was also A&R director for the label, so I had access to the studio to get them. He walks around with a leather case packed full of tapes and bizarre music, incredible hip house, and minimalist acid combinations to the likes of which you've never heard. On a wet Thursday afternoon, the Boogeyman is in the underground studio beneath DJ International, working with the rapper DJ Action and putting on a selection of breakbeats and samples that on their own sound well unlikely. Somehow he gets them to work. Cool Rock Steady rushes the deck in order to check them out, but the Boogeyman and his partner had the labels wiped out to prevent competition. So what that means is that when we were using records to sample and throw in the versions that we had to hype up our songs, it was off of the most oddest records sometimes, and you'd sit there and you go through libraries to find these beats that nobody would think about. It could be a jazz record, it could be an old hip hop record, rap record back then, and then you threw it in there, and that's how hip house came out too, with a lot of records. So yeah, Cool Rock Steady rock ran in there, and then we were like happy to see that he was able to tell he was going to read the label where we got that sample from. So if you ever thought you belonged to a reggae club, oh, here we go. Had the labels wiped out. If you thought cover-ups belonged only to reggae and northern soul, you're wrong. On radio, they quote me on radio. I'm doing WGCI 107.5 FM. They used to be a major with the teens doing the hot mix parties, but that's been off for months. I'm on there trying to pick it up again. Before that, I was doing the college station WCRX 88.1. I try to make my format unrepeatable for over the hours. Every 25 minutes, they have a commercial break. So basically working on 25-minute mixes at a time. I break up the set so that I do hardcore hip house set, a house / hip house set, and a Miami bass music high energy set. We were talking about that yesterday, that Miami bass with freestyle. And I do a deep house with stuff like Sterling Void. I might use Lisa Stanfield, the Chimes, Madonna, State of 808 to end the night off. The Boogeyman, he's pressured to put certain tracks on mixes, and though figures that it doesn't hurt to try a minute over a 3-hour show. So what they're saying there is that, let me see, I guess I should try to stick my face in there. Hold on. Let me see here. Okay, so there I am. All right, so what they're trying to say there is that, see, DJs used to get asked by new upcoming artists. I gave her 2 Stardust, Kaboom. Yeah, Kaboom. Johnny Vegas, great guy. Johnny Vegas was a promoter. He was so unique at throwing events. I used to always love the way he did a birthday party. He used to put out a box of Twinkies, take them out of the wrappers, and put them on top of a silver platter, and puts strawberry swirl on it and whipped cream, and that was his birthday thing. Am I right, Bobby? He was a unique guy, and he also used to do a great show performance called Disco Inferno, and he also got he was on Oprah Winfrey's show, I believe. Was it Oprah Winfrey? I believe it was Oprah Winfrey's show, and they interviewed him about what he did in Chicago for promotions. Johnny Vegas, rest in peace. And I mean that from my heart. I went to his funeral and everything. Great family. Um, so, anyways, they said the Boogeyman gets pestered to put on certain tracks on the mixes, and he figures that it doesn't hurt to try a minute over a 3 hour show at times. It is that try anything attitude that helps keep a jock ahead, but the audience has ways to find out what a record is, even without a benefit of a DJ announcement. So basically, I guess, just saying new stuff coming out, they'd figure out what it was if you were trying to not let them know too soon. They'd ring up the station on the hotline or record it off the air. See, take it to the record store and play a guessing game as to what it is. Sometimes you got to throw something in there that nobody's gonna have just to be on top for a week or two, make them try real hard. That's talking about the DJs. A sideline to his DJing activities is reporting for Billboard magazine club charts through his American trade paper, because they're writing overseas, they're saying American trade paper for Billboard magazine. He acquires a lot of music that shops in Chicago simply never get, and it helps the DJ in a city where everyone fancies the job to stay ahead. And I put in a quote, they quote me, everyone rings you up at the start of the week to try to get you to chart the records on their chart, to put the records on the chart. And sometimes you have to tell them where to get off, and it isn't always easy, but you can afford to do favors. You can't afford to do favors. You'd be off the magazine in a minute if you did. And I was talking about that yesterday. There was a certain DJ that charted Milli Vanilli #1 in Chicago clubs, and he basically ruined it for me and Tim Schomer and a couple other guys. And they got a whole new Billboard crew from Chicago to take our places because they said we were corrupted, basically. There was one guy in Chicago team clubs that charted Milli Vanilli at #1. I put it right in there. This thing going on here, you can't even put that in top 10. He's out of a job or free records at least. You don't get paid for reporting to the charts. And then, but you get all the records you need. And it said, Boogeyman has been a DJ for 7 years, and even today he chuckles at the bizarre way he broke into it. And that's a story I told. I was raised in Chicago and moved out to Texas when I was 9. I came back in '82 and went to a party with a friend. I hardly knew anybody. He went to another party. I had to go look for him, so I took a bus, the 27 bus we were talking about. I had to run for it, just got on, and at the next stop, these 3 guys got on, which I showed you in the photo. I didn't know them, and they asked me where I was going. I told them to party on 99th Street, and they said, seeing that you're from Texas and you don't know what's up here, we'll get you in for free. We're DJs. I went with them. I ended up backing one of the guys up in a knife fight, or in a fight, I mean. The next day, I went to get my knife. I lent them, and the next thing you know, I was their light man, and within 3 months, I was a DJ. Who knows where I'd be if I haven't run for that bus? I could be dead. That's true. The Boogeyman recorded debut was '88. House Express, Pump It Up, Homeboy, later having been sampled to death in Europe, including D-Mob, Come and Get My Love. Then with the Tyree's Cool House, me and Tyree were Cool House together. He did Rock This Party Right. Equally sampled as with MC Max and Mixmasters. It's About Time. Their latest in the Mixmasters is Boogeyman's generic title for the most of the projects he gets involved with. It says the lives that the jocks lead and the mechanics of the house, reporting to the charts, trying to find records no one else got, working out samples for recording sessions, getting hustled by promoters, playing on air until the radio stations decide that house had it, that house has had it, and then bending over backwards to get jocks back. House in Chicago is still kicking thanks to them, and we in Europe are going to recognize it over and over again, because Europe was really big supporters of house, a lot more than the States were over here in the United States. That's me again at House of Blues. That's that article I showed you. And that's me at the Phoenix. See right there up to the upper left, we were mixing video. And those were video monitors. So when we mixed video in between sets to just play music videos on the big screen. Another article they did on me on an Indiana NWI for Northwest Indiana. And that's me at the House Blues, holding my record up, saying thank you. And that's when I used to have the DJ crew in Chicago. I used to advertise in the papers. And as you can see, we had a lot of cool members back then. No offense to my DJ buddies, but under the DJ team that time was Fast Eddie was a Mixmaster DJ member. Frankie Hollywood Rodriguez, DJ Frostle, DJ Danny Boy, Rod Honda and Sturman, Jim Bellinger, Nandi Max, DJ Finesse, Victor R, David Casto. He has the record pool now, Dave Casto. Great record pool, Illinois record pool. You got to check him out. Louis Lollipop Perez, rest in peace, Louis. Tony G, Alan Badmix Boyd, Mike Pierce, DJ Rhythm, DJ Solange, DJ Gru, Eddie Perez, Andy Lopez, Omer Perez, John Hernandez, Maurice Starr, DJ Kid K, that's Kike, Jesse Radical Mendoza, Sebastian DJ Sinbad Hernandez, Jason Davis, Wojtek, Noe the Mad One Morin, JJ, what do we have there? Frankie J, Robert Lara, Matthew Martin, Rick Flores, Jose Trubeat, DJ Derek, Isaac C, Rocky, DJ Rocky, and DJ Gus. And back then, the club spots that were hot were Buzz, Blue, Bacchus, Cafe Allure, Circus, great place, Confetti's, Glow, Green Room, Joe's, Leg Room, La Passage, Moda, Narcisse, Red Dog, Richie's, Richie, rest in peace, Reeve Gauche, Rouge, Spy Bar, Studio 63, Sugar, The Bedroom, Skylight, Transit, Vision, and Voyeur. And nobody's trying to join me yet, everybody. I'm sorry. Once again, I'm just doing this out of nowhere, so I can't blame them. That's my mugshot when I was doing the Playboy magazine party. My old advertisement. That's my induction into the Billboard magazine thing there when they asked me to join them. That was in 1988, Billboard magazine, Dear Martin letter, how they function to what you had to do to be a reporter. And then that was Sharon Russell who brought me on there as a dance chart manager. And then this right here is when I was asked to be at the Winter Music Conference, which is now the big festival out there where they do all the damn, I always forget the name. We were talking about this yesterday. It's the big Miami thing where they do the concerts and everything now. Help me out, somebody on there, write it down. Let me see here. Wavelength, Donnie Hugh, Jenny. Yeah, it was on the Donnie Hugh show and Jenny Jones. I know that. You're right. I didn't know about Wavelength. Yeah, for Johnny Vegas, we're talking about when he went on to talk about his promotion power he had in Chicago. So this was the Winter Music Conference. That's when I was a DJ at Prime Attender and 80 Rockets primarily that they recognized me for in 1990. And they were looking for me to participate in the DJ panel, and I accepted. This right here was when I was on the Dance Music Academy of Art and Sciences for the award shows in Hollywood. I was a voter. That was my old address, 8212 South Shore Drive, Southside, and basically right there they inducted me to be there in 1989. And this is when I was a New Music Seminar rep. Audio Talent Record Pool sent me out there to rep them out. I was on the Art of Programming and Dance Music panel, the New Music Seminar 10, and I believe that was the last seminar they had before they just went away. Tom Silverman on the bottom right, big Warner Brother guy. Right here is when I got inducted into the Smithsonian Institute for Smithsonian Institute Center of Folk Life and Cultural Heritage research project on Latino music. So they did an audio and video recording of me and photo images that are in the Smithsonian Institute now. So I am inducted in there, and that was my old address. I still have the same phone number. It's public, no problem. That's when I was at downtown there. And then once again, National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences. I was DJ National Rep A&R, and I was inducted into being a voter for the Grammy Awards, as you can see right there. So I was a Grammy Award of an organization that 8,000 members I was part of, and that was in 1991. And then at the conference, these are the people that were on the same panel with me. Cool peeps. Hey, yo, hey. This is just a flyer I had made. showing all the records I did under my Mixmaster's name in the mix. It's About Time, Pump It Up, Homeboy, House Express, How Low Can You Touch Me? And under Cool House artist name, that's me and Tyree Cooper, Rock This Party Right, We Got the Power. And then I have an alias named Vitamin B, which was just basically house tracks. And I made a record called You Make Me Feel a Headache Like This. I purposely named it like that. You Make Me Feel a Headache Like This. Shredheads was more of a edgy techno house, and I did a record called Dance, and everybody dance was dance, rock, feel the beat, rock your body and move your feet. Dun, dun, dun. I took Voodoo Child and stuff like that. It was kind of sounds, and I redid it, and that was that. And of course, in the mix was in Madonna's movie Truth or Dare. I actually got a gold record on that out there somewhere, and cool times. So let me see here. And here I am again. I guess we're at around an hour and a half here, everybody. I hope I'm holding you up right. I really thought these guys were going to come in, but once again, I try to get them all last minute. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me see. I'm just going through here. And I think it is going to be what this is. So I'll try to change it for a little bit more. I still got some coffee here in the mix. Let me ask a few questions. Hold on. Yeah, thanks for the compliment, Fernando. It is a big accomplishment. Sometimes I can't believe it. You know what I mean? If you could only understand back then, all this came at me quick. I mean, fortunately, I guess I was just brought up right by my parents to go out and be a go-getter, you know. And I capitalized on everything that came at me, you know. So, like I remember one thing I got away with was I always had a deep voice. So back then, no internet. You would talk to a client on the phone. And I remember before I would meet them, they would talk to me in business. And next thing you know, when I met them in person, I remember one day at Bennigan's, I'll never forget, that was my first major contract signing on my own for a party with a client. And I was legally able to sign because I just turned 18, I believe. And the guy met me. He was a big black gentleman, like a football player size. He comes up to me. He's like, because he knew what I was wearing. I said I was going to have, I think, a green suit jacket or something. And he's like, looks down at me and says, are you Boogieman, Martin Luna? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. He's like, don't get me wrong, but I pictured somebody like a lot bigger, like my size, your voice. And I found out that's basically why people used to take me serious on the phone, because I didn't sound like a kid, I guess. And I used to be able to close deals on the phone. And when they met me in person, they already basically preempted to make a deal with me. So there you go. Let me see here. Man, I got a lot of cool stuff. See, that's why I was waiting for all the other guys to get on, because I had I found some old magazine stuff like Street Mix magazine. This was like talking about Chicago artists back then, and they had dance charts on here. I mean, if I had a head that could scan and throw them right on there quick, it'd be so cool. But I just can't, right? Like an old, that's how George Amon used to look back then, I guess. That was like him. They were pushing for Batter to Heart, Let me see here. Oh, this is a pretty cool one, I think. Hold on. This was DJ Times. It was a big magazine for us DJs back then. And if you got in there, it was pretty cool. I don't think I ever made it in DJ Times. Maybe in a short clip. This is Julian Perez. I interviewed him for Hip House. Come on. How do I get that? There you go. Yeah, Julian. He wears a hat all the time now, but that was him. That was Julian with his mustache like Sal. And I guess the article was Chicago producer used the DJ skills to jack up the sound of Queen Latifah. Fast City and Tyree also did that. Yeah, they did a house mix for Queen Latifah. And that was a big deal for Chicago back then because it was telling us they were finally starting to accept that we do house music. I'm sorry, that we have some real good stuff called house music, and they started looking at us outside of the other DJs from like New York and everywhere to do these mixes. And Julian had that break in there to do that. I thought this was a certain one I was looking for. Hang on. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me put some bass in it. You can only see what I have here. I got so much stuff. I just grabbed out of the garage and everything. Let me see here. Crap. Well, this is pretty interesting. Love the Raphael Perennial tape months. It's on Julian, yeah, right? Yeah, great times at Bremerton. We all did. Thank you for the compliment too, Carmen. So this was a Mixmania party. And I had this idea back then of putting a bunch of DJs together. So this was one of my first ones with 33 DJs in one night. How did that happen? Well, after that, I actually did one with like 50, I think. So, excuse me. So what happens is that Mixmania, Mixmania, I had that forever. Edward Crosby was being pushed on the extended Hot Mix 5 guys. So we pushed them on the top that night. And you can see all the DJs there. I mean, they had a lot of cool names there from my neighborhood and throughout, you know. And then this was, of course, at the Union Hall. And it was Radical Just, Latin Breeze, and Mixmasters production. And I did have Latin Breeze in there. You're saying like, okay, you said Jesse broke up with them. Yeah, but I didn't break up with my girlfriend back then, who was a Latin Breeze promoter. So there you go. We had Master C&J live on stage. That's Carl Bias, the producer with them, with the sunglasses. Jesse Jones on the right, who also ran Loop Records and Liz Tours, which is still out there today. And they had their songs on Street Side Records, I believe, and or State Street Records, State Street. And that's because Loop Records used to be on Jackson, and they moved over to State after. And Can't Get Enough was another big record. Everybody had their homemade logos for their companies against the dancer. Again, the dancers' names there. And that was a Mixmania party. Let's see here. Look at this. It's like a real photo. How about that? Like they gave me real photos on me back then. Like that's the way the photographer gave it to me. Marty the Boogieman Luna. That was in 1990, right there. That was it, 1990 at Phoenix. And this is a pretty cool one. Armando used to have a video show, one of the first ones on TV with house music. And that's Armando Rivera that did the WBMX show hosting before he went to GCI and got me on there. And that was a video show on cable, Continental Cable, if you guys remember that. And I was starting that day every week on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. And the co-hosts on the show were Mr. Lee, Tyree Cooper, Sundance Joe Smooth, and me, and the Hot Mix 5 and others. Pretty cool. And then, let's see. I'll tell you a funny thing about this picture. This is me with the Sears Tower in the background. I still call it the Sears Tower. And they took a picture of me on the street there by Randolph and Halstead. And if you look like right around there, that's the International Building right there. And so they got that right under the Sears Tower. That's the reason they did that photo. But the funny thing is, everybody kind of thought I was there in front of a limo, and that was just a station wagon. So I look pretty cool. It looked like I had a limo there. I got this vivid memory and this. I got a taste and smell memory. I can remember everything. So yeah, if you smell like underarms back in the day, I probably remember that day and what you smelled like. All right, and that terrible. If my family was on there, I'd bust them out. I just found these. These are like old family pictures from my family back in the day. This is cool. Like, this is my mom's side. See, like that? That's my grandma and grandpa, mi abuelo and mi abuela right there. The Rivera family startup right there. That's Pascual and Aurora. I used to call them Ama and Apa. And actually, some of these pictures I also put in the Smithsonian because, they wanted historical pictures in the Smithsonian. And this is a funny one here. Why am I funny? Because it's old. But this right here is me and my cousins. I was raised with none but girl cousins. So that's me with Cubs in the middle there. And today, yes, I'm an all Chicago fan because even back then I went to both Sox and Cubs games. I was all about Chicago, period. That's my cousin Dawn there next to me, behind me. Odie, which was on earlier, might still be on. She's right there on the right. My cousin Adele, no, that's Carol. Adele is her mom. What am I doing? Sorry, Carol. We got Lega right there behind Dawn. Michelle. And that's little Nene back there on the end. And Brianna. Yeah, that's us at 108 in Hoxie out there doing the BBQ with the family. Yes, family. You all got to get together more. And this is one of my favorite pictures of all time right here. And I do have to show my Uncle Johnny. He was like a dad to me because my dad, was a busy guy, but Uncle Johnny, rest in peace with my grandma. Cousin Tita back there. By law. Look at that. Chicano. Yeah, John. Uncle John. So, right here is my favorite pick because everybody knows that knows me personally. I'm a big Rocky fan. And I'm right there in that. They always question if I was a big Rocky fan. Well, that's me in my Rocky shirt right there. Say Rocky Balboa. And that's my grandparents holding some presents I picked out for them. That was I can't think of it. It's a watch, but what kind of watch? What do you call those watches now? Oh, I forget. Anyways, God, where's my brain at? Anyways, that's my grandmother, grandfather. And some cool stuff. Just sharing, my friends. And if I was better at this already, I had this screen ready to put it right up there nice and fresh. Hope you're able to see those. Yeah, Dawn, you're in there, huh? Did you catch that? Was that Carol? Yeah, Carol was in there. That's where it all started, Rocky Balboa. Yeah. Yeah, my cousin likes it too because it was pretty cool when the Cubs won the World Series. They were playing Rocky in the locker room, Rocky theme song there, from the movie. Dun, 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 dun. So, that was big time, big plus for the Cubs playing that song, I think. I think that's why they won. Yeah, we got all our folks in there, all the moms, dads. Shoot. I haven't seen these in a long time, everybody. I'm kind of like just caught up here. Actually, I'm trying to find something to embarrass Dawn because she's over there right now watching. Oh, there we go. That's like all the girls. So let's see. There you are, Dawn. You and Nene right there on the side of Grandma. And the familia. Nene with her Mickey Mouse. Don't forget, Nene's got her podcast. She's got some cool stuff. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, great movie. Yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah. Let me see here. We're still in the mix. I think I'm going to take the 2 hours max. If none of the other friends of mine finally come in, at least I appreciate you, everybody, giving me some good practice on, feeling comfortable with using this system because like I'm going to start interviewing artists and people that are, not artists. I mean, shoot. I mean, there's so much things that we can share with each other, from each other, learn from each other, uh, and reconnect, right? Reconnect. It's a big important thing. You got to keep connected, and it's got to be through voice. That's why I like to get people in here on screen because, it's just typing back and forth on social networks. It just gets kind of old. I don't like that all the time. I like to have some kind of personal thing about it. I'm communicating, uh, you know, I love hearing voices on the phone. I think people should. I mean, come on, you could take the point of doing all this and this and just pick up the phone and call. I think it's like it's therapeutic to hear somebody's voice. What's up, Frank Milos? Thanks for checking in, brother. My cousin Don, once again, thanks for coming back on with us. And Don, hey, if you want to get on, let me know. I'll send you a link. You could pop in, just fix your hair and stuff, and put on your little beret, and you look like you won't look like a dork anymore. We call each other dorks. So, anyways, it's a cousin thing, by law, and so like I say, calling, and you know what I'm gonna do too. I mean, my number's public. It's kind of crazy, but I never hid my number. I don't have nobody to hide from, right? So, I mean, I'm gonna put people on where you can hear them talk, like Don or somebody. If you want to call me because you got my number, my phone's gonna ring right here live. I'll go ahead and put you by the mic, and you could talk. If you want to get on, I'll send you a link, Don, or one of my DJ friends. Come on, dude, one of you guys got to get on there. It's kind of like I'm trying to hand you the mic at a party and you don't want to talk to anybody on it. Like, just come on. There's nothing to be shy about. I think that's one of the things that helped me out in my career. I was never shy, right, Don? We have a cousin we called Shy. That wasn't a real name. Funny story about that. My grandfather nicknamed everybody, and then their father also did that, following my grandfather. Everybody had nicknames. So their father did. Esau. He used to give everybody nicknames. So I have grown up to this day not even knowing my cousins' real names. All right. So there's a lot of them. So see, there we go. We're going live. Dawn. All right, cousin.
You rang?
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, you're my first live call, so this is kind of cool, cousin.
Woo-woo.
Yeah, so I mean, everybody out there, I think Dawn might be hearing me still over the phone only. I don't know, but anybody out there, can you let me know if you could hear my cousin speak well? Because this is going to be you guys one day too, maybe. I'm going to say, hey, give me a call. I want to hear your voice because I want to interact with everybody. This isn't just about artists and all that getting stage here. I want to put everybody on my stage, Is that cool, Dawn, right?
Yeah, no, I could hear. I think I'm hearing you through the phone, though.
Okay, and that's probably the best thing to do because, like, when you called into radio stations back in the day, they would say turn your radio down, and then you would just hear them on the phone because you were going to get feedback and stuff.
Right. Yeah. So I see you talking. It looks like there might be a little lag.
Well,
I see you holding your mug up.
Patty says it's sounding good.
Okay. Good. Good.
Loud
good
and clear.
combo, cuz.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Good.
Yeah. Hold on.
I like some of those pictures you were showing. You forgot to mention how I was taller than you, though.
I said that about the guys earlier. I said, hey, Rudy and Marty were taller than me, and now I just love walking out to them like, hey, what's up? But they were my big brothers, and they could probably take me down. I get it. It's like just because I'm taller than me, I'm the toughest guy on the block. But
you could talk it though. So
yeah, I was a good talker. Yeah.
Yes, you were.
yeah. Like I avoid a lot of fights because I used to put the fear in them of what the future held. You know how it goes, guys, right? Like if I don't know how everybody got raised by their uncles and their dads, but I remember I was like a thin little guy, and I used to be told like, hey, you got to tell them, hey, I hope you understand. If you beat me up, I'm gonna come back until I win and beat you up. So unless you're ready to go forever or just squash this right now, let's just squash it. I'll shake your hand. We don't have to fight and do this. And then they said, I'd say, because I'm gonna have to keep coming back until I get you. And,
wow, I think we all had that talent because I got out of a couple of fights the same way.
yeah. Well, that's cool. Well, girls ain't supposed to fight,
Right. This was back in high school, of course, but yeah, same experience.
I mean, I know sometimes it was hard for them not to fight over me back then, right, Dawn?
Oh my God! Yes, yes. Fighting over them or fighting over my friends. Is that what you guys were doing?
Nah, my cousin used to tell everybody. No, not tell everybody. Well, she used to tell me to stay away from her friends, but I know she told them to stay away from me.
Yeah, that was a must do. It was a dire warning. No.
Yeah, the fun times though. See, everybody, I had a weird childhood when it came to my cousins. I had 9 aunts, 2 uncles. Growing up with all girls, and I was the only boy. And then I have a cousin Tommy that hung out with me everywhere. But Tommy didn't live close, and he was actually my cousin. I mean, my second cousin, younger cousin, because his mom was my cousin. So, right. But in the immediate 9 aunts and 2 uncles, I was forced to hang out with the girls all the time. I mean, I have like a Ken doll and a G.I. Joe just to play with them sometimes. I had to like compensate, And then Dawn was like the only one who was tomboyish that I could actually probably sneak a wrestle in and get rough because, you weren't supposed to do that with girl to boy. And then we played ball and sports together and, of course, called each other dork. But
all the time. Yeah, we were outside all the time.
Yeah, Nene was a little too young,
Yeah, she was a little too young and bored all the time.
Yeah, we're going to spare you the diapers story, Nene, okay? So
yeah.
We got to do that when you're live on screen with us, all right? Okay. If you want to call, I could put you in. I could put you right in here, Nene. We got 3-way call here, Yeah.
Good old days.
Yeah, but Dawn, it's so funny. We were talking the other day when she used to come to the parties I had. She used to say, "Yeah, you used to always get in my way." So she'd be talking to some guy, and I tell her husband today, Emmanuel, I said, "Hey, thank me," because she says, "Yeah, he's always like come up right behind the guy, like, hey, that's my cousin, right?"
He did.
And then the guys, though, they didn't really probably fear me because I was a tough guy, but they knew that they get me pissed off. I was the one throwing the party, and they were going to get thrown out of the party. So you want to stay in this party, get away from my cousin. Yeah, so.
Yeah. As I've always said, you're the big brother I never wanted, but I still love you.
Yeah, it happens.
You had my back. I didn't. I probably didn't know, but you did.
Well, that's the way guys were brought up back then. My uncles, everybody. You better take care of your cousins. Even my older cousins that were girls, I was supposed to take care of them.
Yeah. This is true, especially in your crazy atmospheres.
What do you mean crazy atmospheres?
Not crazy atmospheres, but you at the dances and at the halls and at the clubs, and it could get a little crazy, but that's okay. We were able to handle ourselves when we needed to.
Yeah, well, fortunately back then, you young girls, your ladies, didn't have to worry about as much as you do now.
Right. We could leave a drink on the table, go dance, and then come back.
Yeah, because the only people they were back then, now they call it roofies. Everybody that's a little younger, but they used to call them slipping them a Mickey back then, slipping you a Mickey, and but that was mainly for like for guys that. It was like a gangster mob thing to slip a Mickey. So like they used to get a hot chick to go ahead on the mob guy they didn't like or the gang member, and they would wait for him to fade out, and then it was all free for all. Everybody just went on the guy and took his money and everything, beat the hell out of him, But that was slipping you a Mickey.
Right.
Yeah, but the girls didn't have to worry about that, And then they were always, I guess, enforced to go out in groups no matter what, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I just thought about Dawn is like a conversation came up the other day. They were talking about I see it on the internet too, like a true gentleman. They'll show he's walking on the outside by the curve with a girl being towards the wall of the building. So you're walking down the street. So they say this is the building, and this is a street, the guy would be out on the street side, like I guess because if there's a drive-by or something like that, that's the way the guy was supposed to do. But the funny thing is, before drive-bys, the guys used to be on the inside by the wall and the gangways, because if there was a mugger, they were waiting in the gangway and they would come out to the gangway and stick you up or whatever and pull a knife on you. So the guys in younger generation like mine, older generation, were taught the opposite. And then later on, it changed in probably the late 80s that drive-bys were starting to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sad. I mean, things have really changed. I don't want to sound old or age myself, but I mean, shit has changed. I mean, it's crazy. You know, I got girls in their 20s now, or want to get out there, and I'm like,
Shit, I taught my daughter how to use a knife and a firearm at like 15.
Yeah, I mean, it's scary. Yeah. It is. As much as I don't want to admit it, living it, with a kid in that age, prime time age, it's, and a few kids at that, it's scary. And you think about that stuff, and,
hey, look what I just found. This is really cool. This is my old card when I was A&R promotions and master mixers, because that's what they used to call the mixers for the radio. Master mixers, not mix masters. Everybody trying to use my name on the radio still. Anyways, so look what's on the back of this. There's a story about this. People all kind of question, not to call me a liar, but I tell them how Frankie Knuckles wanted to do a remix of In the Mix with me after it came out. And after the Madonna thing, we were thinking about doing an actual remix, house, deep house version, like the one I already had, but deeper. And Frankie Knuckles was all on it. And we were talking at DeeJay International Studios. And I found on the back of this card, I could show this because, rest in peace. I'm sure these numbers aren't used anymore by him. And I mean that not as a joke, but that was him right there. Frankie Knuckles. I got an autographed Frankie Knuckles card with he gave me his home number, his serial number. I mean, so, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I actually found this because I was just pulling out my other old stuff, because like I found this card. I think you remember this. You were, I don't think you were. Nice. See, I got that was when I was a general manager at Dennis Rodman's nightclub Illusions, and Uncle Johnny and everybody, Johnny and Benny used to come visit me.
Yeah, up there, right?
Yeah, because Johnny was working at the Hilton or something, I believe.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. It was after work. He would go over there.
Yeah, and then that was my old colors for Mixmasters. We had that gray and blue, like the jackets I had.
Yeah.
Crazy thing, I don't even remember that number, having that number. That's weird. I'm really good with numbers. It must have been a short thing. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I think you need vitamins. You've been forgetful.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like I said, I think there's a little bit of a delay with the video. Now I'm seeing you hold up the Mixmaster chart.
That's cool to know. See?
Yeah, there's a little delay. So I know you might be waiting for an instant response, but I'm looking at a delay here.
Are you in a position to go on your laptop right now?
No. No.
Do you have filter on it?
I wish I did, because I would use it, because I would need to.
Yeah. But so on that, I'd have to think that you're not going to get the delay with me, because obviously Sal and everybody didn't say that yesterday.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just saying. But at least you're getting direct talk with me. We're right on time here. I guess you just can't really look at the screen. And if you do, you got to wait on a delay.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's good to know. Okay, see, now I learned something else. So if I make a call with anybody, I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to put something up right now. You're going to see it in a second.
Right.
Just like this. Let's just practice that real quick. So I'm going to put this up. This is pretty cool, everybody. I actually put this on a record cover. And I was able to peel it off, and it's an original WBMX bumper sticker. Okay, Dawn, can you see it yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so I guess we're looking at around a 5-10 second delay almost.
Not yet. There, you just put it up.
It's like a 10-second delay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So anyways, everybody, I got an original.
Nice.
There's
no radio station out there like that anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of people don't understand. It's like it was like that Hot Mix 5 thing was so great, but it was only like 4 years.
Yeah, but like, even now, like I think GCI, I think they only play like, I don't know, an hour or 2 hours of mixes on a Saturday night now. And then that's it. And then it goes into the stepper stuff. You know, and that's cool. But I remember, you know, before it was like, whoa, hours of, you know, mixes. And where that went, I don't know. I mean, the fans are still out there.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, don't everybody just so you know, she's a lot older than me, you know. So.
Shut your face.
But, yeah, I get it, you know. But back then, I had a big fight with Club 107.5 management. I mean, with the station management, because it was only that one person I talked about yesterday. I'll name him when I'm ready. But I said he came from Dallas and tried to program Chicago music. Like, get out of here! It was like trying to bring Dallas here, you know. So that's why when I left the station, I had a reason to, and I gave my position to Mike Dunn. And Mike Dunn, I handed that baton to him because I wanted it to go to somebody that I wanted to, you know, not just someone they picked, you know. And then Mike took it over, and then he called me and gave me some kind words, and also let me know that they were giving him some benefits I didn't get, you know. So, you know, I'm just gonna leave it. It's gonna be a great story for another show, for an actual show.
It's a crazy industry, though. I mean, being an outsider looking in and the stories you have to tell, it's
well, my cousin knows a lot of them, but she doesn't know all detail because we just never had a reason to.
Right, and because you're older than me, I was, you know, living my life while you were working hard. So.
What did you say?
I said because you were older, because you're older than me, I was living, you know, while you were living your life and working hard, I was, you know, a kid. So I don't know all the details to your stories.
I hear you. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know,
well, good. I'm glad I was your guinea pig for this, man.
Yeah. And actually, you've got a house full of guinea pigs. So I know you use that with passion, at least saying that, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
My cousin's like she's like Dr. Doolittle. They got like everything you could think like on
thank your Uncle Charlie for that.
Yeah, old McDonald's farm in that house.
Dogs, birds, fish, guinea pigs, so
yeah, Fernando's backing you up. You said you politely referred to me as the OLD, okay?
Oh yes, okay.
And he also said, I guess, who was it? What was it? I gotta scroll back here. This was kind of funny. I gotta ask about this one. Hold on. Fernando, was it Fernando?
She politely called you out. Yes, I did, Fernando. Thanks for noticing.
Thanks for the compliment on the crew thing yesterday. Let me see here. Where was it? Hold on. Somebody said, man, there's a lot of good comments there. Where was it? Replying, got that right. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, Frank Milos. So you say he always had me to protect you ladies at Prime and Tender. Oh, okay. I guess I was DJing and Frank, you know, made sure everybody got treated nice, right? Oh, wow. Hold on. I got a guest maybe coming on, Dawn.
Uh-oh.
Let me see here.
Who's this?
Actually, if he comes on, it's really cool because I can make a lot of fun of him too.
Oh no.
Now he's not going to come on.
Who's this? Your brother?
No. Actually, he's moving. He's in Arizona, you know that, but he just got another home. I mean, a home because he was just renting a home, but now he's an actual homeowner. So it's moving week for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
Ralphie. Yeah, Ralphie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ralphie. It's kind of cool because he found, you know, I have a half brother, everybody, but he's my brother, period. You know, but just giving you a reference. You know, brother from another mother. Papa was a Rolling Stone, and everywhere he laid his hat was his home. But you know, I'll tell you one thing. When it comes to that stuff, some people say like, "Man, your dad was a jerk and messed up." And you know what? If he didn't do that, I wouldn't have the love brother and sisters that I have. I mean, it's like
Siblings,
his following up ended up winning the game. I guess in the long term. You know, I don't know how to say it. You know, maybe that's a bad way of uh, that's a bad comparison, but I think everybody understands what I'm saying. Is like, I don't know.
Yeah, things happen. Things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, good and bad, unfortunately. But you know, like you said, if it weren't for them, you wouldn't have siblings. You'd really be a mess. It'd be just you by yourself, and oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got our guest coming on, Dawn. You're more welcome to stay if you want to like bash him with me.
No, you know what? I'll let you go because I know you guys got a lot of stories to tell, and I'm you know.
Well, let me see. Hey, hold on, Dawn. Don't do that because I want to bring him on and see if he can hear you clear and all that too. Hold on a second, okay?
Okay.
And
all right.
Everybody, I'm bringing on Angelo Prieto, who gave me a great interview. He did 2 interviews on me for his show. What's the show called, Angelo?
It was the Front Door Show back during the pandemic.
Yeah, and I just want to get it confirmed here. I did have the most viewers on my shows than all of your guests.
Absolutely.
All right, that's what I want to hear because it's a fact. So, Dawn, say hi to Angelo. Let's see if this works.
Hey, Angelo, it's Dawn. How you doing?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Real time sounds like okay, cool.
I don't hear him though.
You can't hear?
No. See, remember, I got her on the phone, Angelo. So see, this is great that I did this. So now I know if I have someone on here. Wait a minute. Oh, so she can hear you.
I can't.
Oh, she can't. That's right. You hear her because of the mic I got.
Right.
And I have headphones. That's what it is.
Okay.
So I'd have to do like this. Like, go ahead, talk.
Can you hear me now? The
Verizon guy. I can hear you.
Yeah, see, I'm holding one of the headphones under here.
Okay.
It's kind of like I'm doing one of those things like the people that they call in sick for work and they take the picture.
Okay.
But anyway, so I guess I could do this. I guess you hear him clear, Dawn?
Can you hear me clear, Dawn?
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
He's a little low.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to have to experiment with that later. But
yeah, he's a little low. But yeah, it'd probably work out best if you have everybody on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's probably the least complicated. But let me let you go. Talk to you again. Hello, Angelo. Nice meeting you and seeing you.
All right, Dawn. Love you, and I'll talk to you later. And we're going to actually probably extend the show a little bit here for sure because I got Angelo on. And thank you, Dawn. Good night. And well, maybe you're sticking around. Maybe you're sticking around. Okay?
Yes, I will. Take
All right.
care.
Love you. Bye. See, I got to hard everybody. I use those 4-letter words in a good way sometimes. Everybody thinks I'm a hard ass all the time, you know? So thanks a lot for coming on there, Angelo. And once again, I mean, you had this thing on lockdown pretty much during the lockdown. I told Angelo yesterday I was experimenting with this, and fortunately, it's like we're guys that get along and help each other. A lot of people won't do that for each other when it comes to things like this. Angelo, let me introduce him the best way I can. Angelo's been DJing, I believe, maybe a little longer than I have. What year did you start, Angelo?
1978.
See, I started in 82. Right. And in 78, you were 5 years old, right, Angelo?
Yeah. That's
see, yeah. You know, yeah. Now we know your age.
I like the math.
so Angelo, yeah, you got yours on me. So basically, Angelo, he's been DJing forever. And I would love to tease him. His original DJ name was Pumpin' Prieto.
No, it wasn't even Prieto. It was Prieto at the time. Remember?
Prieto, because Prieto, nobody knew how to pronounce it.
Yes, exactly.
Prieto. Yeah, and so Angelo today does some of the most. I mean, not even some. He does the premier Latino parties and concerts in all of Illinois, if I could say. And I'm not talking about this like this because he's my friend, but he's went all out. He's had his mainstay was at Alhambra Palace on Randolph Avenue downtown, and he would bring orchestrated bands, 12, 15, 16 guys on stage, and performers from Latin America, all over the continents of South America to Miami and Illinois, I guess. I don't know. That's a good question. Did you ever have any? Oh, well, let me finish. Besides that, he's got a production history. He worked in DJ International back then, too, for a minute. He had a couple of projects there. I don't know if there was another label in between.
No, it was just that.
Okay. And the house music movement, you went on a Latin format, though, too, right? You were using, like, percussion and track and stuff like that, congas and tambalas and stuff, tambales.
Right. And playing piano as well. That's what I did.
Yeah. And then outside of that, he backed up some major DJs like I did back in the day, like guest DJing, opening for him and all that. Like, let's just say this. I'm going to tell you right now, Angelo, I'm just kind of chopping with everybody because I want to do a real interview on you and others. So, we're not going to get all crazy into detail. I'm just kind of like doing inserts here. So let's just go spontaneous, quick questions. Who out of the Hot Mix 5 were you associated with that kind of took you under their wing back then?
Well, when I was 15 years old, it was Mario Reyes and I used to hang out together. We went to high school together, and Kenny Jam and Jason was the main guy that we were, and that was at Mirador at the first Janelle's on Irving Park and Kedzie.
Okay.
So pretty much it was more, and the guys kind of, it all organically happened that we became our friends. But it was pretty much everybody at the Hot Mix 5. But more than Kenny and I, and then to this day, Kenny and I do actually more to talking with each other.
See, that's cool because Kenny gave me my first guest mix on Major Air when he was on BMX. Remember they were giving the 25-minute guest mixes?
Right.
Yeah, and he gave me one. And after that, Mickey gave me his 25-minute mix that he had to give after that.
Correct. And then with the whole Hot Mix 5, I always had the desire to be the sixth guy of the Hot Mix 5 or somebody, that was the backup. But, everybody did great. So that's kind of how I decided to do the Latin market because I felt that I can never with the Hot Mix 5 because they had it on lockdown as the Hot Mix 5. So that's honestly why I went into the Latin market because it was like nobody was doing in the Latin market what Hot Mix 5 was doing in the house market.
Yeah, and during that time, it's kind of odd because when we met up, we were always people would see us like we probably hung out every day type of like friends, but we didn't. We just connected cool, Angelo and I, and it's like so funny because I think maybe around 20 years after I met, I found out what his actual game was that he was in because we were just so busy DJing at opposite places. We didn't really know what each other did. If we were to battle each other back then, we wouldn't know where to hit, because we didn't know what each other was really doing. We knew that we were doing good. We just didn't know exactly what the other guy was playing on and off. You were noble enough to say you visited me often here and there,
Correct.
And I thank you for that. Unfortunately, I never really got to visit Angelo much because I was 7-night-a-week DJ. It was a career for me, back in the 80s.
Same for me, vice versa. I was doing 7 nights a week too.
So back in the 80s, where were you at?
I was predominantly.
Wait a minute. Stop. Let me try to say, hold on. You were at, don't bump me yet, Men at Work and at the same time next to Shyway Inn?
No, Malos.
Oh, crap. You're right. Yeah, Malos. Yeah. And that's a favorite group of my cousin, Nini, because my Uncle John, that was one of his jam bands, Malo. Remember you had Malo, the Crusaders,
Right.
Santana. Yeah.
So pretty much that was Malos, and Quinn 2 was kind of my home base for a long time.
That's right, Quinn 2.
Yeah.
And he was kind enough to let me guest DJ there.
Yep, yep. I mean, if you ever saw the format that I always did was, oh, you got the black cup, not the white cup this time.
Oh yeah, I got both of them. That's
Oh,
because my
because
daughter's not around. She
I was
hijacked
gonna
this one.
say.
Yeah,
So
Alexandra.
I don't know if you knew that, but I had a lot of guys come in because I've always felt that I was never egotistical in the sense of like, oh, I'm going to be the only DJ. I'm going to always up and stuff like that. I always had many guys come in, guest DJ and stuff like that through all my history of DJing. You know, we used to work with Roy Rangel, Nami Max as well. You know, I'm all these guys that would have, you know, create that
Hey, Angelo, I'm
that.
learning other stuff too, real quick. Check this out. How about that?
Oh, I know about Barbara. I know. Well, here's the funny thing, Fernando. The funny thing is that the last name Prieto, 99% of us are all related to each other. I don't know if you've seen that on Facebook, my whole history that I've been doing about the Prieto lineage. Yes, we're related. So, yeah, anybody with the last name Prieto, we're related. I'm also related to this. I don't know if you know this, Michael Jordan's second wife as well.
So there you go. See, we're real here.
So,
Real
yeah,
time answers the questions, you know.
yeah.
So I guess this is funny you say this right here, Frank. He says it's Boogieman, but yeah, he was typing fast, Boggy. You should write a book. It would be a great seller. My cousin Nini, if she's still listening, is supposed to get together with me for 20 years now, but it's probably better she waited and she kept not being able to do it. And I know Angelo's working on a book for his corner of life, and
Right.
I'm going to be doing mine also. And it's cool because he's got a different side of town than I do, you know, and it kind of like just kind of meet in the middle probably, and then it doesn't. Hey, weren't you in the Smithsonian thing too? I'm sorry if you weren't, but or was that just
The
Lou
no, that was with the with the
with the Latin
breakdancing.
heritage?
No,
Oh,
no,
they got you for the breakdancing one.
yeah,
Oh, I
exactly.
brought you up earlier when they were bringing somebody brought up about dance crews, and
Right.
I'm like, and they said Culitos, and then I was like, man, there was some other ones. What was your group that you were in?
The Floor Masters. I was the president of the Floor Masters.
Okay, okay, Floor Masters. I always
Right.
forget that, dude.
Yep. Remember
Yeah.
the Phil Donahue show thing that I showed you?
Oh yeah. He's got a video of Phil Donahue. Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
that
want
was
to, if you bring it up on your laptop, if you're doing a laptop, I could put it up there right now. You just share it.
yeah. Don't no, it's embarrassing.
No, we're gonna save that. We're gonna save that for your show. We're gonna
No
put that
problem.
together. We're gonna
No
put that
problem.
together. Yeah. So, how did you get caught for that show?
Well, if you we talk, I don't think we've talked about this, but four things happened simultaneously when I was 15 years old. I became a DJ. I was breakdancing. I was an A honor student, and I was playing basketball at the same time. The four things. So that's how
Wait a minute, you were
Steve.
playing with a basketball, or you were
No,
playing
yeah, I was playing. I was
basketball?
playing basketball. I was a street and real good.
Okay.
You know, so that was the four things that happened simultaneously, and I kept myself busy, really busy, and real skinny at the time
Okay.
too. So, yeah,
Yeah.
really, Patty, show us. Yeah, okay.
Sure was. Yeah. Go ahead and do the old Chris Farley move for them, dude. You know.
No, get up. I'm wearing my underwear. I can't get up.
Yeah, hey, you know, the old famous COVID, broadcasting here.
Right. Hey, so if I get up, you're gonna see me do this. Like,
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You know, like, come on, I walk out to the mailbox sometimes like that in my boxers. I'm
I
serious
guess
too, man.
I guess if you're in the suburbs, you can do that, but I can't
Yeah, I
do
don't wear
that
those tidy whities,
here.
man. I don't wear those tidy whities, you know? Yeah. Here, let me show funny story on that one, Angelo. We're talking about dance crews. We used to have a dance crew too back then called Trance Dancers I bought up earlier. And just true story. They had a senior show at Bowen High School. every year. And this was the one that Daryl Pandy was also in. He was Daryl Pandy used to sing chorus of gospel. You know, everybody, in case you don't know Daryl Pandy by name, he's the one who said "Love can't turn around." Like, now this is how it started. My dreams are broken hearted and all that. So, anyways, my cousin, please don't. So, anyways, so the next thing you know, we're doing the breakdance thing, and we had to do it for 3 periods. And we were DJing the night before this happened, so we were all tired and all that. So we took some we took some energy motivating vitamins, and and so we could keep going. So now we're hype. And all of a sudden, dude, I had a nice crew of people. We had some dudes that could do flips and everything else, man. We had a great crew, and we're like, we ran out of moves because we were going so fast, man. I'm saying it's like we were like, you know, everything you could think of, and we ran out of moves. We realized we had like maybe 5 more minutes left for our performance. So one of the guys decides to just take his pants off, and then he actually just took them off and threw them at the girls out there. And the crazy thing was the teachers were outside of the auditorium. They just left everybody to their own, right? So now we're all looking at each other like, should we take our pants off too? So next thing you know, me and my buddy Sam Ruiz, we were always having push-up contests and everything back then, so you know we're stronger than each other. And so we were in workout form, you know. So we said, oh, what the hell? We took our shirts off, right? And next thing you know, we said, okay, let's, you know, remember back then you're talking about dancing, right? The colitos on it, and you guys are, you know, modern, floor masters, you know, doing the shoulder shaking. So we decided to shake our pants down, you know, like, and the pants came down. And the next thing you know, there was photos, Kodak photos being taken that girls were passing around after this thing. They never showed us. Wanted to see them, but anyways, so it got crazier where the a couple of the guys just took it all off. 2 of the guys, and they were just swinging freely out there, and the teachers like came in there storming in, telling us to get our clothes on, and then
and that was the end of breakdancing.
yeah, dude. Well, you got a point there. Bowen High School. That was the last senior show for like 2 years.
Oh, wow.
We had to do a public apology that was read over the intercom from us, and Marty Gomez, who was the more scholastic student out of us, wrote it. And that was the end of the senior show for 2 years.
Oh,
2
wow.
years because of us. Yeah. It happened, everybody.
Well, if you get anybody that remembers or anybody that has a
yeah, right. Yeah, sure.
yeah,
I was probably in better shape than I am now.
Yeah.
So make me look
oh,
good.
I think we were all in better shape back then. Trust me.
Yeah.
We were young, having fun, man. And it's not like that today. It's, you know, hey, I just also want to say my shouts out to Paul Johnson out there. You know, I'm hearing the bad things about Paul out there.
They bought him up earlier, yeah. Down.
It's just really sad that, you know, some of the older guys, man, they're not around, or they're in, you know, be around.
Hey.
It's sad.
It's a part of life, man.
I know.
Part of life.
Well, because the age we are, you know, honestly, that's what it is. You know, I mean, we could talk about.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna insert in this one, buddy. I told this to even my cousin and everybody. I told this to everybody that brings up age, and I'm gonna tell everybody out there. This is what I tell friends and people I meet when they bring this up. And I'm not trying to tell you you're a maniac for what you're saying here, Angelo, but I'm gonna just say, my whole thing is, if you take clocks and calendars away, and you just live life every day, it's about how you feel when you wake up. Because you can be any age in bad shape, format, heart, breathing, etc.
Right.
So I'm not a fan of people bringing up age in it. It's an excuse to be unhealthy, inserting the age game. And people don't deserve that excuse. You got to be healthy. And I understand some things are inherited. It's genealogical where you have certain ailments, but take away that. Stop looking. I mean, we have our birthdays every year. I get it. But if you take away the calendar and the clock and you wake up, that's what you got to think about, people. Don't think about what your age is. Think about how you are when you wake up, and that's what you start working with. Don't let that calendar bring you down because it's not a good thing. It's like looking at a scale when you're overweight. You know, why don't you just skip that scale until you know where you're at and feel better about it? You know, don't frustrate yourself on your mission. So that's what I'm going to say. Take the clocks and calendars away, and it's all about how you feel. But go ahead, speak your mind, Angelo.
No. I mean, I agree with you. Obviously, I told you I've been vegan for 4 years. I'm always biking now and stuff like that. You know, and I realize that. Listen, at my age,
your dad took the car away again.
So that's what, dude. I'm but it's if I can say that, I honestly wish that this was a lifestyle that I knew about doing back 15 years ago, that I was going to do this way. And that's honestly what I wish that, now we have technology, we have capability, we have knowledge now about what health does and how good it is. And what you're saying is absolutely true about the calendar. I think that if we just, I mean, we did stupid things when we were young. We were drinking our fucking asses off.
Dude, look at this. Look at this, Angelo. I think every neighborhood had Willie the Wino.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay, and this is in case you don't know what I mean, people. You always had that guy on the corner by the liquor store that was there every day, and he probably helped you buy your first 6-pack or your pint of beer because you gave him $1 and he went in and got it for you. And that's Willie the Wino, the guy out there smoking. And in the wintertime, he'd have his pea coat or whatever, or his Navy jacket, and he'd be open, like with just a T-shirt in 30 below weather. And he would be there next year again. And next year and next year and next year. And he'd outlive everybody in the neighborhood most of the time. And again, it's because everybody's built different, And so once again, there's people that can drink for life and drink like a crazy man and be fine. I just, once again, that's where I go to. I'm going to sound mean right now, but it's like if I see somebody very overweight, Fat Albert weight, you know what I mean? Fat Albert and gang. And he's been born and told, and I got a one reverse story about this one. And the guy just never did anything to do it. When I go to his funeral in love and respect, I really don't have too much sympathy because I know he could have did something. Correct. And he never tried. And to that reversal, when I was in Little League, there was a guy named Darren, and he was a Fat Albert guy. And everybody loved Fat Albert. I was a big fan of Fat Albert in the gang. But anyways, and he was my catcher. And Dawn remembers this story. He was the biggest guy we had, and if they had to have him, I'm going to brag a little bit, everybody, right now. I was probably 12 years old, 13 years old, and I was throwing like a 79 and sometimes like an 86-mile-an-hour pitch at that age. And he used to, him and another guy, Fernando, I think was his name. They had to do 3 innings each because I would bruise their hands up so bad. And they used to wear gloves under that. And big dude, a guy you want in your corner if you got in a fight. And one year he lost all that weight, but his heart was so big when he lost the weight, he got a heart attack. And so once again, it doesn't always fix everything, but you get what I'm saying.
I know I was talking to somebody. We're talking about exercising, right? And then going back to the age thing and stuff like that. And I really believe people, when they use the word exercising, I think for a lot of people like me, to me, it's like exercising is a chore. Who wants to do a chore every day?
But see, he gets fun exercise when he does his events, because I'm going to tell you, and this is a little plug for you, he's got the greatest, Dawn, everybody, if you like salsa, merengue, cumbia, and everything like that, and the beauty, like if you're watching a ballroom dance, that's the kind of parties he throws. I mean, they're genuine, what would you say? I don't want to use the word upscale. What would you say? Tropical?
Well, no, I mean,
because because you don't want to make anybody think, oh, it's upscale, I can't go. You know what I mean?
No, but what we have is a community that's been and kind of what I'm saying is that the community. I have people. My oldest customer. Yes, there it is. Yes,
that's him today and yesterday.
that's a.
Hey, Club Malos right there.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, look at me. They had a messed up picture of me. They threw my profile thing there.
All I can see is your nose.
Exactly. Don't get my cousin started. Yeah. Charlie Chaz D there. That's like the only time. Hey, isn't this the only time you've seen Charlie smile?
I think so.
Yeah, Charlie never smiles. I'm serious. He always looks so serious, like somebody stole his donut or something. Mickey, is he still around?
I haven't heard from him in a long time.
Steve Santoyo? Yeah, he's around.
Yeah, he's around. He's still around.
Bam Bam Rodriguez. I don't know that. Well, you know Martino's still around.
Yeah, Martino. Yes.
I think he's still got that same haircut. Yeah. And then you got
hey, does he got a streak of white in it or something?
And then you got Tony Boom Boom Badea.
Yep.
Yeah, see, that was the battle zone, north south. That guy was just talking about. You know, we meet in the middle, right? Yeah, and then you had little. I don't remember these guys. Oh yeah, that's right. That's the girl you sang around Tony all the time. She's from the neighborhood.
I remember.
I forget her name. Rosie, right there. Rosie Paz. Yeah, and then Dawn, you know Rosie. Yeah, and then you had what's over here? Who's that? Oh, Steve Early. Wait a minute. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool. See, I got you, brother. I got a lot. Look at all these flyers I got still. You know? But go ahead. So his parties, his events, premier Latin events. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if you've seen kind of the format that we do. So we have a free class on our events. It's complimentary class with all the events. So we teach people how to dance salsa, teach people how to dance bachata, teach them a little bit of everything. And basically, the cool thing about remember, these are partner dancing. Most of it's partner dancing. That's a big difference in a lot of the dance. Obviously, people in dance in place are dancing house music, but this is actually a partner dancing. And when you're dancing salsa, you have to have a partner. There's certain moves that turns and certain things that they do. And it keeps people, and that's what happens is that a lot of the older crowd, they stay active. And like my oldest customer is 86 years old. His name is Major. He's an old man that's been coming to my events for 25 years and stuff like that. And my young people, the people that have no clue about salsa, they get hooked. And, and the best part about it is that I have new people all the time. That's why I'm very successful, because there's a new generation of people coming every 2 years. There's another group of people coming in all the time. So that's actually why I'm doing successful.
And where are your events right now?
Right now, I do Friday and Saturday at Michelle's, Irving Park in Laramie. Beautiful venue. Oh my God. From the outside, it's a Polish banquet hall. That's exactly what it looks like. If you look like probably the best way is Union Club that if you live on the outside, you walk inside and everything is modern. Everything is, and we're no longer at Dylan's. That's where we used to be on Fridays and Saturdays. But because of what went down with Dylan's, the Dylan's crowd was actually the after work crowd, and there's no after work crowd anymore. I mean, people coming from work, everybody's working remotely now. So downtown isn't where people go anymore. And especially after, people are kind of avoiding downtown. And when I say downtown, we were located on Clinton and LaSalle. And then, so we went to Michelle's, and the owner.
How about that for a coaster? Check that out. That's my coaster.
Oh, shit. That's great.
For my cups. Go ahead.
So even the owner from Dylan's, when he walked into Michelle's, he goes, I can't even be mad at you. This is beautiful. So it's a much bigger venue, probably about the size of Studio 63. Probably about that size. It's about that size. You know, it's got
Angelo,
a
let me
stage
give
and
him a little
everything like
taste of your party here. I'm gonna throw something in there, okay? Let me see here. Everybody, deal with me for a moment here. Okay, I'm on one of my pages. I did some uploads. This is his party. And that Tito Puente Jr. right there.
that.
See?
That was
Hold on.
Tito.
Go ahead.
That was that.
And here's the other one. I'm a good cameraman, ain't it? Here, so just hold on a minute. We got a little bit of slow down there. Sorry about that. I'm telling you, awesome stuff, dude.
Yeah, Tito.
Hold on, let me get
I've
this
known.
out. Okay.
I've
Hold on,
known
let me get this
Tito.
out. Let me get
Okay,
this
no
out,
problem.
brother. I'll give you full attention here. Okay, there you go.
I said I've known Tito since he was 16 years old. Yeah, he's you know I'm bringing him back here to Chicago September 11th. So me and him been talking since February about coming back to Chicago, and obviously we were talking about what's capable, what isn't capable, and then we finally secured a date in April, as far as September 11th, bringing him in to Michelle's. He's going to perform there. So you know, tickets are selling now. I mean, believe it or not, tickets are selling, and you know, if you know me, I'm always planning ahead of time. I plan this 2 months or 3 months. In fact, just today, I'm planning New Year's. That's the next thing I'm doing is New Year's. So I'm always planning ahead of time, and I was looking at you mentioned about the international groups that I bring in, and that's one thing that I did with Alhambra because I was there for 13 years. I had that on Tuesday nights. To do 600 people on a Tuesday night is unheard of in Chicago, and I had a captive audience, and I would bring in people from Colombia, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Ecuador, you name it. I would bring people up from the international Latin community, people that no one had even heard of before.
How hard is it to get people from Cuba, bands from Cuba, before
Well,
even what's going on now?
It was a little difficult. Honestly, it was a little difficult. What happened is a lot of Cuban people migrated to Miami, and a lot of people they went to Europe. because we know what's going on in Cuba during that whole time. A lot of musicians, that's a lot of music. If you know Latin music, there are a lot of Cuban music now is being produced in Italy and in Spain because that's where the money's at. So they literally leave Cuba to do the production out there in Spain and Portugal. That's where the top production is. And so when they come to America, then then it's easy to get them and to perform here. But as far as like some of I was very fortunate because I have a really good rapport, because I used to have the condo out in South Beach, and I have a rapport with all the Cuban people, the performers. One of the DJs we know, Alex Cervantes, or DJ Cubanito. He used to be a
Angelo, if you can hear me, you got
reporter,
to freeze up.
a Billboard reporter, if I'm not
Okay,
mistaken.
Billboard reporter, we just caught up. Go
I
ahead.
think it was called Latino. It was called Latinos Unidos. I think that was the name of the record pool. And he had, that's how I actually met Armando Pitbull. That's how,
Okay.
that was the whole thing, and how I got to meet Wisin and Yandel, and I brought Wisin and Yandel here first, Queen, and I brought all the not just the salsa market at that time in 2003, 2004. And that was the cool thing is that, as you had mentioned about me bringing it into our don't do too much anymore. I don't know where the states of affair with concerts market. I know they're trying. They're really trying. Just this weekend there was the Peruvian festival. So they did about 400 people there for the Peruvian festival. It was good. This weekend is the Colombian festival at Humboldt Park. Did you go to the taco and tamale? Did you go this weekend?
Actually, myself and Jesse from Time After Time took a ride on, and we didn't stop because obviously it wasn't easy to find parking. I guess I got to ask you. We're straight talkers. When I was going right down 18, it was like they had everybody walking up like all the way to this thing down a road. It just looked really crappy the way they had it to go in. It didn't look pretty inviting. It's just like you look like you were actually like maybe going to Auschwitz or something like that, man. It's like what the hell?
Well, because the bridge is there, that viaduct is there. That's why it was against the viaduct, and I'm guessing it's on 16th Street, right? Is that where they had it on 16th Street?
Was it 16? No, I thought it was 18 right off. Well, it was off 18 where everybody was walking in. 16th was where it's probably at. You're right, because when I was going west on 18th, we're on the bikes and we're like, oh, and like I said, it was a walk. So it was going north, which is 16th. Right.
And I think that's where I seen the video that they had where they were by the viaduct there. And I believe the way they had it set up is they had each end wrong. But from the video, it looked like there was a tent and a stage at one end, and a tent and a stage at the other end, and everything was kind of in the middle, like a T. It was like a T.
I mean, it was a nice view from what I seen everybody posting from the stage going that way.
Right.
But I just, it wasn't like, and plus, you just don't want to leave your bike out there anywhere.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm curious about what. And then isn't this weekend the Palooza Fest?
So that's wait a minute. So that's over.
That
Taco Fest is over, right? No more.
Correct.
Well, then I'm gonna love to speak about this right now because I don't like to give people hints. If they want to look the way they look, I'm gonna tell you my point of look is it's terrible and a waste of opportunity. Some of these promoters, DJs, and AV people, what they waste in an opportunity to look good. If you look at the footage and the photos from this, like I got to say 9 out of 10 parties that they throw in Chicagoland and even in the suburbs, it's an embarrassment because what they have tables that are your basic picnic table you find at your aunt and uncle's, and they got wires hanging out down on the bottom in the front. You can see these guys, You know, they're I guess they're trying to show their sexy legs underneath with their half shorts, you know, and then you got their gear underneath their backpacks where they put their laptops and the tops and bottoms for the cases that their CDJs and all that. And it's like it's sloppy, and all you got to do is buy like a $2, you know, black sheet from Walmart or the dollar store and cover the front of these tables. It's just an embarrassment. It's like, don't they see? Don't they look at like, hey, it looks, I can't see them going and say, hey, how's the setup? Well, it sounds good, great, great. How's it look? And when they does anybody say how's it look? We're like, oh, dude, it looks like crap. I mean, and it does look like crap. It's just like the embarrassment with Frankie Knuckles. And when they threw the event for him, they got all that cash from the city. And if you go back and you look at Grant Park when they did the Frankie Knuckles event, it was an embarrassment. And if there's anything, I think they had an 8x10 photo of him and on the table somewhere, and that were behind it on an easel, and everything was their T-shirts advertising their thing, and there was nothing for Frankie except announcing his name, and everybody want to act like they're related to him. And then the table looked like shit. It's like wires like this hanging all over in the front. No cover to the front of it. It was terrible. And then you could tell the speakers were all probably borrowed from their aunts and uncles' basements. It was an embarrassment. And that's what I kind of gather when I see some of these events. That's why I can't even walk into them, because all I'm going to do is be critical in my head, and I'm not going to have a good time because I just don't like seeing crap like that. It's just like going to your events. You're sharp. It's clean. You know, I mean, everybody's seeing the stage right now, you know, but it's just, you know, it's a clean setup, you know.
Right.
It's just like, dude, you were one of the first one to have a nice case for your stuff. I remember when I used to go see you at Tropical de Cache, right? And then you had your stuff in a nice case and everything. I'm like, hey man, he's got a setup there. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like that was cool, you know. And you took pride in that. And a lot of these guys just don't. I don't get it. I don't. Am I right or wrong? You don't have to agree, but I'm just asking.
No. Somebody posted. I didn't look at videos like that because I'm concentrating on what I'm doing and stuff like that. I don't want to, but I seen something that I was kind of say, oh, that's kind of weird. Someone said something about stuff that the food vendors setup is better looking than the DJ setup or something like that.
See, that's what.
I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't investigate.
See, now I'm confirming that. You know what I mean? And I just told you it's not just them. You know, I got my DJ crew still. I mean, I used to have 87 DJs, and I used to tell them all the same things. Now I'm down to like 25 or something because everybody's their own promoter now, Facebook and all that. Hey, God bless them. Less work for me. So, but what I'm getting at is that I would always tell them, and I always had two with me, like as an emergency in case something spilled on one. And I like, were you DJing today? All right, what tape are you taking? Here, take this. You owe me $4. And they all use them after that now. You know what I mean? And it's the easiest thing to make yourself look pro. You know, that's all I can say on that. But that's why I'm gonna tell you.
I don't know what the time frame. I don't know what the setup. I don't know who was the AV guy. I don't know anything about it. And honestly, I was impressed with the Peruvian Fest this past weekend. Luis Lopez put it together very quickly. Actually, it was done very quickly. A lot quicker than I've known festivals to be done. I know the Ortega brothers. I don't know if you know George Ortega and Elvis Ortega. They've done the Colombian Fest for a couple of years. Ortega used to
remember that.
Right. So George used to work with Henry Cardenas and stuff like that. But that's what he does. He's a tech guy. He's a guy who does concerts. And I believe this coming set, they're going to be exactly what you said. They're going to be clean, professional. They're going to be. I mean, you have the sound engineer. Everything is done professionally. Videos and stuff like that. They have the right setup. They really do. And even George, when they did the Cuban Fest, I don't know if you remember that. When they were doing Julian had his Friday night there, they had the setup pretty nice. They really did. It was done professionally.
They had a nice setup when I did the event when I did it the year after that.
Right.
I mean,
So that's
I wasn't unhappy at all. It was a nice stage.
Right, and those guys, George is the one who does the actual setup for the concerts. He does the stage, and he does that's what he does.
Yeah. And yeah, White Knight was behind that too, though.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
And I'll tell you, he's always had a nice setup too. White Knight, he really don't hold back. He did good setups everywhere. You know, I think it's like when we were. I'll leave the other promoters out, but the other guys that were trying to copy the history of freestyle and the history of house, because
Right.
I was the backup promoter for White Knight for the first years on that, and I left after a while.
You're talking about the Congress Theater when you did
Yeah,
it
well,
at
I did the Congress,
Theater?
and then
Right.
we also did the other one. What the club, the V Line, what was the V Live one?
Right,
But
right, V Live, right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. But it was didn't have a name right after that. They
It was
renamed it for me.
Concord, and
Concord, the
then
Concord, your
right.
Concord. They did it during the Concord. But yeah, you know, it was like, and he that's why he liked working with me too, because he'd seen that I was stage manager besides being a DJ. But I was like, I just did not like anything not being perfect. You
Right.
know, there you go. Yeah.
Well, that's
But
probably your years of production, man. That's why you're a production guy. So,
yeah, and like I told her, I give credit due to my old partners, Marty and Rudy, because they always had everything like lined up, you know, wires like tight and nothing loose all over.
right.
It was perfect, man. Yeah, yeah. So outside of that, man, I guess you know. Once again, let me see, Angelo, what's your pages to be reached and shown at for your events?
For Fantastic Events, that's the page. It's the website, forfantasticevents.com.
You could copy and paste it down there too on the messaging if you want.
No problem.
While you're doing, yeah. So that way they could just click on it, you know. But yeah, I encourage everybody. I'm telling you, especially on the Latino side, you gotta check out Angelo's gigs. You'll be very happy, and I gotta say, the crowd is very inviting, you know. And they're, you know, don't worry, I'm not gonna DJ at it, you know. I'm gonna have a good time, you know. But Angelo does. I'll tell you one thing, DJ wise, he's a very great person to do business with as a DJ. He's one of the few guys like myself that pays you before you even DJ, basically, if you want. So you go show up at a lot of gigs, and these promoters out there, 9 out of 10, or in this case, 8 out of 10, because me and Angelo are the other two that aren't the 8, that you have to wait till it's all over. Even if you DJ from 11 to 12 or 12 to 1 and it ain't over till 4 or 5, they will not pay you till 4 or 5 o'clock sometimes. And, you know, you can't even leave if you want to get paid. On the other side of that, they won't pay you until after you're done DJing. Like, right. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? You know? And Angelo always had an envelope ready for all the DJs when they showed up, you know. But it was a good move because marketing-wise, you knew you were going to spend it at the bar.
Yep. Exactly right. Exactly
yeah,
right.
like there you go. Like, yeah, pay him now, and we'll get right back in the bar, man.
That's exactly right. That's how it was.
Yeah. See, hey, you're good. You got a gift. We think alike. Yeah. So, did you share your stuff yet? Yeah, throw it. If you could throw it on the bottom of the.
Yeah, that's what I'm
here. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it for you. What's the page again?
4 Fantastic Events. The number 4.
Yeah, 4. Okay, and here we go. Salsa Club, Chicago, Illinois, right?
Yep.
And hold on, I'm getting this here, and let technology work for you, brother. And here's the link. Real time, right?
That's it.
Anyone nowadays can be a DJ, but it takes skills, old school, different music. Here we go. It's a big one. Let's see if it shows up. Oh, it does. Okay. Let's see. Good experiment. Okay. Way different music. Sherwin Vegas, I think they're saying right there. Right? Yeah, amps and Sherwin Vegas. Yeah, that was a popular speaker. But yeah, I used to carry like probably on average a minimum of 4 crates up to 6 or 8. How many did you carry, Angelo? Oh, Angelo just lost us. He'll get back in. Here he comes.
About that.
There you go.
Okay. I was trying to close this box up that I'm trying to restream here. They for sure restream, and it isn't closing up here. I don't know why. Okay, I can see myself. That's fine.
So you're good now?
Yeah.
Actually, I think you seem stronger on the signal now.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, so like I used to carry like 4 minimum crates up to 6, sometimes 8. How many did you carry?
Well, I was carrying. We're talking vinyl, right?
Yeah. Because
Vinyl.
CDs, you had a lot of CDs too.
Dude,
You had tons of them.
I had 12 bags, 12 books of them. That was, if you remember. And you remember when I used to do the Tuesday night boxing?
Yeah.
That was the
great stories there, everybody. But
that's another.
I was his biggest motivator cheerleader. I'm going to brag about. He used to get a lot of celebrities in there, you know, like
big
the
time.
Bears, the Bulls, and I was making good money back then. And I remember I used to get tables next to them in the VIP area by the ring, the boxing ring, because he had live boxing and arm wrestling. He had the showgirls, everything, and I used to get the tables next to these celebrity ball players, and I used to like look at them coming with an entourage, like 6 guys, like. Come on, seriously, like like gangbanger style almost, but respectfully speaking, just saying, crew. They came in with their crew, right?
Right.
So squad, or what would they call them? What do they call them? Their boys, I don't know. Anyways,
the boys.
So they used to order like something. If they ordered a bottle, I would like order 2 bottles. I was like, "You serious? 1 bottle? That's all? Come on, man!" And then Angelo used to love it because you used to hear me all the way upstairs. You said, right? Like just gunning my voice. Like I wasn't a jerk, everybody. I was a ball buster. There's a big difference. And then I used to help his bar sales because these guys used to have to all of a sudden put up, and then when they would try to hit on the girls next to the tables with us, I'd be like, yeah, watch out. They're probably going to ask you to share that 1 bottle they have. And then there came the champagne. There come your Dom Perignon sales went up at the moment. And then you had great food there too, man. So.
Oh yeah, it was a great. Unfortunately, that can never happen.
Just again. So you know, everybody, that's V Live. If you ever went to V Live in recent, that's the same place, right?
Yeah, Tropicana.
It was the same building.
Became Club PM, and then became V Live, and then Concord. So it's the same building, but remodeled. Obviously, it was on the main floor. That was the beauty of it, about it. It was on the main floor. It had the balcony level, so that was cool because of the boxing ring. So it was fun. It was like fun times and stuff like that. But that was, I mean, that's what I said. Those times are changed, and that's where we said back then, the computer has those crates that we separate, and computer Serato and which kind. Basically, I had crates carrying them. That's what we were doing. We were carrying those crates. We didn't have the luxury of carrying crates and sub crates and stuff like that, like you have on a computer. So it's a lot easier for the guys nowadays.
Yeah, that's probably why we were in good shape too.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, that was great. And doing seven nights a week. That was a workout.
Yeah. Those were the days.
Yep. Those are the days.
But before we get to this top of this hour, refresh everybody, please. When's your next gig? I mean, your next event?
It's every Friday and Saturday at Michelle's. That's Laramie and Irving Park.
And the link is right there. The link's there. That link went to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook on my Boogieman thing also.
Okay, so. Yeah, because I know me and you talked about this, what you were going to do here. We talked about that. Ooh, God, maybe about 5 months ago, how you wanted to do this, where it got on all your platforms.
Yeah. And fortunately, like Sal was on yesterday, I think he caught it. He was helping me out, and this seems like to be what I need. I mean, like I can do all kinds of cool stuff on here. I mean, I could change the scenes, like that, and go like this, and then well, I don't have anything extra, but because the extra screens, I could go up to 10 viewers.
That's good.
So, Yeah. So, that's where I'm gonna, capitalize for guys like us, because like we gotta grab these flyers one day and just go at it and invite the friends of ours and have a good chat. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do that. And then Angelo, you owe me an interview.
Yes, yes, no problem. Whenever
Now let
you.
me just tell you everybody why. He did such a great interview one and two times with me that we still found that there was unanswered questions that he was getting on his feed. We just didn't have enough time.
Right.
So I because he's chronicling that, I wanted to make sure we could close it up, because I think the final stages of us was going into my radio side and and what I've accomplished overall in the music industry, and that kind of would probably close it up. I believe that's where
Right.
we're left, which is gonna probably take like an hour minimum, probably two. But I'm just saying, and because I really want to close that chapter with you. It's like you're gonna find out everybody on here certain things that I'm gonna do on his show, but I think you're like me, Angelo. You just don't like incomplete projects.
Well, remember, if that's the case, then you got to make sure that you post. I sent you the videos of already, so
Yeah,
we got to restream that videos, those two interviews, and then we can do the third video so people
yeah,
understand the order.
yeah. And I almost did it on the anniversary of them. Remember, I missed
Yeah.
it. I don't know what happened, but I was going to post them then. But I am going to upload those to my YouTube that you gave me permission to do and all that, and we catch everybody up to speed, make it more viral. But at the same time, yeah, I'm going to be doing a part three on Angelo. Angelo does great if you're really into the Latin market and another cool DJs. And he has a good show if you ever catch it. And then what the cool thing is, it's kind of like this one. It's like it's not really planned. You just ask questions off the cuff, right?
Right, right. Well, I mean, I did 100 shows, so it was
That's how many you did. You did
100 shows. I did 100 shows. Yeah,
in how many months?
it was from April 15th all the way to August 2nd of
Oh, all
2020.
right. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know it
So
was that many.
yeah, it
So
was.
you mean? Oh, wait a minute. So you mean when you add up all their shows, they still didn't get enough views to beat my shows?
Let- according to Mike Knight, according to Nick, that he's gonna beat you. That's what he said.
Yeah, well, he's gonna have trouble doing that because he can't buy hits anymore because Facebook won't do that.
No, no,
So
you know what?
like,
Yeah, I know that.
no, I'm saying for Nick.
We know who bought hits. We know in
Yeah,
this industry
yeah,
who bought hits. We know
yeah.
exactly
Because
who bought hits.
in case you guys don't know what we're talking about, especially when Facebook started, there's a lot of people that got like, man, they had like 40,000 people as their followers, and then after Facebook and Twitter, Twitch, not Twitter, yeah, Twitter at the time cracked down on it, and they took all the fake profiles out and everything. At like some people that had 40,000 followers went to like 4,000, man, like out of nowhere. It was so fun, because
Yep.
guys like us,
Yeah.
we actually do the hard work and we went out there to push it.
Well,
I mean, for real.
We're organic, and
Yeah.
honestly, that's what it is, organic. And that was one of the cool things about the interview. I guess I touched on a subject that no one's ever touched on, in the sense of um, exposing the history. There's
Mhm.
been history here, but if you remember talking to you and talking to Nick and then talking to Steve, and not just the house DJs, but it was kind of everybody in this industry, and how the house music was also morphed into the Latin music, which I did, and I understood that. Because let me ask you this, Martin, do you know any other
Yeah.
DJ that did what I did, was the house DJ and morphed over to the Latin side of it? Do you know anybody that you can say that does that did that?
On your level, your seniority, no, because see, there are guys that did that, but they didn't have like the bars on their shoulder like you earned. If you get, don't get me wrong, everybody out there that I ain't throwing names out, but that were established. I guess because you can't think of anybody. I mean, who would you say was the Latin DJ corner back then? Actually, it went the opposite. If you ask me, some guys transitioned to American style. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, what was Frankie J doing before when he met you?
House music. He was doing house music before. He was with what's his name?
You interviewed him.
Right.
When did he
No,
start?
no. He was partners with Virgil. Virgil.
Mm.
Yeah, and that was, remember, he's a lot younger than us, and he was
Okay,
doing,
yes. So that just we can't slip that in there. No
right, right,
disrespect. It's
right.
just because in our era, no. I mean, you want to really break it down. The only guys that had a difference of what they did in style would be Marsky for the Polish,
Correct.
you for the Latin,
Correct.
and then you know, and then everybody else was just doing what everybody else was doing.
Right, right.
Jesse De La Pena was a hip hop major for after he
Well,
was new wave and
yes,
industrial
exactly.
after, but he
Right.
really hit that big time with and I said the name earlier, I forget it now. I was around the corner on Grant from where I was at Flamingo and Stardust. It was with a B. What was it right there on Grand and
Beatnik?
No. It was a little club there on the corner. It was with B.
Oh, he talked about it in his interview. Yes. I don't.
It ain't Bigwig. It was
No. Ah,
because they used to all come to my club after they closed down the block there, you know.
right.
Buddha Lounge.
Right.
It was the Buddha Lounge. Yeah, and Jesse made a very big stamp in the market for doing hip hop and rap.
Well, and also he had the band that he was playing with as well.
Yeah. And so when you look at it from a pro level on my end, I guess, you know, he was the go-to on that corner, and then you were the go-to on that Latin corner.
Right.
And and then Marsky on the Polish corner or the European corner.
Right.
Yeah, and then, you know, believe it or not, we can't go there because this is later. You know, Gus Karras and them had the Greek thing, but that was later. They were young. They were younger than us too. That was
right.
Like a decade apart. Yeah, but there you go. I mean, otherwise.
But if you remember, the opposite end of it happened as well. There were people that were in the Latin music for a long time. When I gravitated to the Latin, I kind of was the outsider to them. You know, there was these DJs that were like, pure Latin DJs, you know, and it was just funny because when I started working at Tropicana, I remember they were like, "Who the hell is this guy?" You know, like it was.
Yeah,
I was the outsider coming in, but that and if you remember, it wasn't so much salsa; it was more merengue. It was that merengue house and stuff like that, and that's why I was able to get in there because if you remember, and that's why Tito Puente Jr. and I became so friends because he was doing the Latin house, you know, and if you look at that time, that was 91 to 95. That's when merengue house was the big thing, and basically that's what I was able to do.
Wait a minute. Other Latin main DJ was Miss Mystery.
Yes, Miss Mystery as well.
Miss Mystery at with the C. What was it?
Well, she was
No, before my sister's house. What was it called? It was the C. It started with a C.
Kairos.
Before it was Cairo.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Louis used to help her out there, right?
Correct. Louis.
But she was the main DJ, and she had that Latin corner. Was that? And with no disrespect to either of you, was she capitalized on that before you?
No, because what happened is that if you remember, Louis was more of a salsa DJ. If you remember, he was more of a salsa DJ.
I don't. That's what I'm asking. Because the only other DJ too was it was with an M, Atlanta Oz.
Oh, you're talking about I just seen him yesterday. Or
we used to
Sunday.
walk upstairs to DJ ups. I DJ'd there too sometimes.
Nelson Zayed was the DJ up there.
But he was the only other Latin DJ.
Right. And then, like I said, Ricky Aguilita Perez, you know, everybody kind
But
of
that has nothing to do with you because nobody transitioned. You know, you
right,
did transition. So
right,
I'm not to get off the subject because I'm just
right.
trying to think of really major hitters back then with the
And
Latin music.
if you remember Miss Mystery, what she did was she focused on the gay market. She went towards the gay market because that's where
Didn't know
she was.
that.
Yeah, she would focus on
Well,
the
that
gay
was a
market.
mystery to me, huh?
Ta-da-ta.
Yeah. So Patty's asking this question. It's an interesting question. And remember, I don't care if you're a girl or a boy. I'm not one to hold back. Okay, so be careful what you ask me. I grew up. I just told everybody with none but girl cousins, so I didn't ever give them any slack. So have you seen and listened to Olivia, DJ Olivia? Damn, she is so talented, so young, very good DJ. No, she's not a very good DJ. She's a good programmer for a quick set. I haven't seen her do a whole hour. I haven't seen her do 5 hours like we did. Okay. I had this conversation in a very different way. It was very different with a few people I know. But let me just explain it like this. It's just like a lot of the DJs out there, push button. She's a push button DJ. So basically, when you're queuing records up, if you got the hot cue points on the turntables now, don't let it fool you. You could just hot cue and press where you want to go for the next set instead of eyeballing it and look where that groove is and the color in the groove so you know you're in the right spot. Like even guys like Hubert and them, they used to all tape it where on the spot where they were going to put the record and there was tape on the record. Like, yeah, I could use this. They would put like a piece of tape like right there where that part of the record they wanted, and they put the needle on and the needle would meet it. And so that's right where it was at. And they knew, okay, that's the spot I'm scratching at. You know, now they don't even have to think anymore. They just press a button and they're right where the cue part. It's a lot different back in the day when you wanted to really perform that quick. So, I mean, God bless her. Very nice young little lady. She's got skills on operations, on how to do all that. I'm gonna tell everybody the truth. I couldn't listen to her for more than like 2 minutes because I get aggravated and things like this. I have a hard time propping people that have it that easy because of the way we had to do it. I don't know if you collaborate with me on this, Angelo, but
No.
I mean, we really had to have skills. I mean, you know, you had to eyeball this record and look for a certain part in that groove and go to it for the break and know where the breaks were coming up. And I could say this much. She did do a good job from the little clips I've seen at the one she did in Chicago for Julian's party because she adapted to some of the music. He may even coached her. Like she played IAIOU and some other things like that that people were going to like over here. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I could say I just hope the girl is being educated and the parents have her doing school because you know that's what I did with my daughter. It's their daughter; they can do what they want. But I just hope that the kid don't get lost in this fame game, you know, because it could change any day. You know.
Well, I
Yes.
mean, just to give you an example, Metro, DJ Metro, Christian. I knew Christian years old, and here's a perfect example of a kid who was 14 years old that really wanted to be a DJ, and he was doing vinyl. He was doing vinyl, and he
I know
probably
Metro. I know Metro.
yeah, and he was doing vinyl. And at 14 years old, his parents knew me because his parents used to come out to all my events, and the mom was really concerned, like, oh, what kind of life is he going to have as a DJ? Is this going to be, you know? And I says, well, two things: either it's going to be a hobby or it's going to be his work. And that's with the communication. And she says, okay, you know what? This is not going to be a hobby. You're going to go downstairs in the basement and you're going to spend 4 hours every day practicing. And as a kid. So the first
Mm-hmm.
time that we hired him, he was 17 years old. And we seen him perform live, you know, and at the time, you know, it was the computer, but still it was with the vinyl that. And we were just blown away because he was using this, you know, again, programming the vinyls and the cues and stuff like that. That's great. But he has a skill that he's able, he
And
really, really,
he has an ear.
yep.
See, because that's a difference. See, and besides that, let's just throw it right on top. He's a great person, individual, personality, a great heart, a great little brother if you have one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And but when you're saying is, and I know personally because we DJ'd around the same places, he is a good programmer with the ear. See, like for the young lady, what's her name again? Livia. She just slams stuff in. They're hits. Like what everything she throws in is going to be a hit, and everybody's going to react because it's a hit. You know, it's just like a stripper for guys. Like, whoa, look at the boob. What's your little butt? You know, it's just they're guaranteed to get a rise from the crowd because they're hits, and you know. But again, see, like Metro, and he came up from Chicago because we can get this conversation 5 different ways. And anybody watches from New York or catches this from New York and, you know, everywhere else. Don't get me wrong. You guys had good DJs for your type of parties, but there's no way you guys ever could contest to us on the actual go at it blending and you know, because like we all know that's why they had the knobs back then for the bass knobs, because when their DJs used to DJ with the one headphone like this, and they used to turn down the knob so they can mix in the next record and bring the fader across without the bass, so they don't hear the shoes rocking and I mean and the dryer, you know, sound with the horse, you know, because they took the bass out and they used to just bring it in both a cappella to each side with the bass down, and then they bring the volume up on the bass on the other record, and there they go. That's why Kenny Jason kicked everybody's butt, respectfully speaking, when he battled out there. I don't know if you know the story, but if you ever see Kenny again, ask him. He was out there when he went against, I'm not going to bring the DJs' names up, great guys, but they after Kenny won the battle of the DJs 2 years in a row in New York for I think it was Billboard magazine that did it. Mm-hmm. They never threw another battle again. They made a mistake by allowing Kenny in because Kenny was DJing like 50 records in an hour that they had, and all the other DJs played 10 records because that's how they play. And they were like, wow, what is this guy? I mean, Kenny was just whipping and mixing and blending as well as they do, but on beat without taking the bass down and doing a little repeats. They just can't do that. You know, they didn't do that. And you know, and once again, it's a different breed because, you know, it's just like I tell everybody, one of my best examples is say, when they ask me, what do you consider as a great DJ? And this is a good answer for probably Patty on the Livia thing. And it's going to basically kind of like X out what I just said. I would always tell everybody, hi, Christine. Thanks for checking in. We're almost done, but thank you very much. And you can catch a show on the repeat. I'll have it on all my sites. Thank you, Christine Mendez. She was there yesterday. So what I'm getting at, when they used to ask me, what do you say is a great DJ, Martin or Boogieman or whatever? I'm like, I call a great DJ a guy. Now, some of you may remember phone books, you know, the yellow pages. So when they asked me that back in the day till now, I would say, I would say a great DJ is a person that could take the yellow pages, close their eyes, and go in the bar section, and wherever that finger lands, you go into that bar, and you, back then the money was different, but you know, you put enough money to play 10 records in a row, 10 songs in a row, but you have 15 minutes to read the room. So you walk in, have a beer or whatever you want to do, and you watch the room, regardless of this place that has 5 people, 2 people, or 20 or 50. And and then after reading the room for 15 minutes, which should be 5 songs, right? Average song is 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. So you go hit that jukebox, and if you hit all the songs, and after this, while the songs are playing until the last one, if you get a rise from the crowd saying, "Oh man, who played that? Oh, that's a great song." If you don't have nobody bitching about who in the hell played that, what the hell is that, who put that on, then you're a great DJ, because that's what it is. It's about programming, reading the crowd. That's a great DJ, reading the crowd, and that's what I got to say about that. You know, so I guess, like I said, it just kind of slammed what I said because Livia read the crowd from what she did research, so she did great on that.
Right.
But when you're talking about the skills, that was a whole other story.
Well, I think that goes to saying, you know, I tell my guys when I'm DJing, I say, listen, you can play the hits all night long, but just like what you talked about, you guys breakdancing, and you got 5 minutes left, you know, you once you break dance and you run
What
out
do
of
you do?
moves, what do you do? So one of the things I say is makes a great DJ is that okay, you have the hits, but you also have the fillers and how to make the fillers sound good through the hits. And you know, and maybe that song nobody knows what, but you know what? As long as that the beginning and the second one is the one in between, it sounds good. It sounds there's plenty. That's how you know a skilled DJ because nobody knows, and people will come, "Hey, what was the song that you played? What was that? You know, I never heard that before." Because now you're piquing interest in the crowd, and like I
Little pause there,
said,
little
if you
pause
play
there.
hit after hit, a hit, it's easy. You know, I mean, I
Well, it's
think,
just like the DJs now when they go to parties, they all play the same songs in every set practically sometimes.
yep,
You know,
exactly. It's not
you know,
that's not being creative. It's
yeah.
not.
So, again, anybody like the nice young lady, Livia and others, they can go in on these slammers, but you're talking to a guy like me and even Angelo, we're programmers, it's like or when we could see a DJ take a dance floor heavy and make it work and the energy's going from well, I guess we used to start clubs back then around 9 o'clock at night. They used to start the clubs and they opened the doors. Then you had the early people, mainly couples coming in on the early part. And then you probably were able to have a almost full dance floor at like 10:30 p.m., 11. And then you knew, here's where the real programming starts. And then if a guy like Angelo walked in on me or I walked in at him on a place and it was around, we just happened to get there early and here 3-4 hours and see that the guy never had an empty floor. That was the way we would gauge a DJ. And the best part is when you had a DJ that kicked so much butt. And I learned this from Nick, bar rotation. There's a thing called bar rotation. You know it, I think, Angelo. I would just have the floor so packed. Nick would come up to me like, hey, I need you to play something messed up. I need you to play something they don't like. I'm like, Nick, I got a full floor. Like, no, I need people to drink. You got everybody on the dance floor. You know what I mean? And then I made a recipe for it. And that's where I used to start get hired for more clubs because I was known to rotate the bar. So I would know how to throw in 2 songs all of a sudden that they didn't really agree with, probably because they were brand new and I was breaking a new record they didn't know about yet.
Right.
And I took that moment to throw it in between hot records because the way you didn't have cell phones back then. So basically what you did is like, all right, I'm kicking butt. I'm playing Pump Up the Jam, Fast Eddie or something like that, all right, I'm going to throw this in, see how it works. All right, throw it in. And you lose some of the floor, like, oh, crap. All right, well, guess what? They're not going to leave in 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes. Say, F this place, I'm leaving. You got around 9 minutes, which is 2 songs. So you would risk another song, get it in just to try it. Because right now is the time, if the next song brought them back to the floor, that was great. But if not, they were getting drinks and the bar loved it because now they had people stacking up at the bar, taking a rest from the floor to get the drinks on rotation. And then once you knew the night, you knew how to get the girls on versus the guys on and rotate things. And you even knew which songs bought shots.
Yep.
You knew which songs that was going to start getting somebody by shot. And we had this thing back then, everybody called slow songs at the clubs.
Mm-hmm.
We used to play slow songs.
I still play them. I do
I do too. I throw them in. It's usually going to be my last song if I'm doing a 1-2 hour set as a guest DJ, but I do slow songs.
Yep, I still use them.
Yeah, so there you go, a little 101 on the DJ side there.
Right.
So before we fly this night around here, anybody got a question for Angelo or myself? I was going to do, I did 6.5 hours yesterday, Angelo. So today I'm at 3.5 almost now. I was going to stop at 3 with you, but hey, we have fun. See, I didn't kick you off my show like you did you with me. He was, we're on the hour. We're gonna get
Oh,
that
yeah,
next
but
show. And I'm like, no. We're not going anywhere. And we went
but the
OT.
difference was that, remember, I'm doing 100. I did 100 shows. So imagine if I did 6 hours every day, I would go nuts.
Oh, I get that, but no, we were only at an hour mark. And I'm like, dude, you had like
Yes.
White Knight and these guys on for over an hour. And you still don't
But
get enough views to beat me.
What happened? Captive audience. That's what it was, about capturing the audience, and then they wanted more, and then they came back the next day. So I was smart. I did well. I did very well with that show. So
Christine agreed with us. At the end of the night, there was always a slow song. Yeah, unless after the years you were at Prime and Tender, where Nick asked us to play "Tainted Love."
Oh Jesus! Yeah.
And you know what? I did that. You know why? Because Nick said, "All right, play one more song one day." Right? He's like, "Just one more." So I looked for the longest record, and I played the soft cell version of that, "Tainted Love," which was also "Where Did Our Love Go?" It was like almost 8 minutes. So I said, "Hey, you gave me one more record. That's it." And then he ended up liking it to be the last song of the night. Yeah, fun times. So other than that, I guess everybody, I want to say thank you for checking in. Angelo, his link is in here. You can roll back again. Let me see. Do I still have it? Yep. Here's Angelo's link, so you can get to those cool Latino parties and concerts. And you don't have to be Latino to go. It's for everybody. You know what I mean? It's a music thing. So if you enjoy being together on the dance floor, close to a person you appreciate, there you go. Nick and Jerry Prime and Tender, yes. The last legends holding up the clubs, right?
Yep.
I mean, you know, in case you all don't know, that Prime and Tender originally opened in 1964. And it used to be a steakhouse. And then they had a fire in the kitchen. And then that's when they rebuilt the place to accommodate the band and the dance floor with new remodeling. And that's where it just turned into a dance club. And that's why everybody was like, why do you call it Prime and Tender? Yeah, well, it's Prime and Tender because it used to be a restaurant. Yep. So there you go. And they still got Studio 63 from, they're over there on Archer around the corner now. I think it's like 6449 Archer. It's over there close to old Burrito Heaven where we used to all go to eat, remember? It's not called Burrito Heaven, but we called it Burrito Heaven.
Wasn't it a Fado before?
Yeah, I think so. I think it still is. But yeah, we called it Burrito Heaven. Yeah, it was a nickname. Yeah, in Summit. Yeah. Yeah, they had those big ass burritos, man.
I wouldn't call it heaven.
Well, we did. We called it Burrito Heaven.
No, I'm just saying
it was the damn burritos that were good.
I know, but it wasn't heaven because after you got ate it was like, oh man, it was too much.
I had a different constitution than you guys, dude. My body didn't react like that. You may not believe it, but I used to kill 2 of those burritos.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh.
2 of them. Ask old school buddies. Right? I'll tell you, I killed 2.
With that sour cream.
Yeah, it was extra sour cream, and I was set. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember. It was like we were.
You remember? Yeah.
I remember everything, man. and honestly, I think we weren't like super drunk or anything like that. I think we were just like jolly about everything, and we used to like you used to yell at everybody in the place.
No, I just brought attention to them, showed a passionate side of me.
Yeah, okay. Hey.
Well, I mean, that's because that's because they used to also allow me to go behind the counter and act like I was cooking and stuff too. So
I remember that.
And I was a good tipper. They loved me for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're a good tipper too, though. You're a good tipper too.
if you remember, you had that place. I had IHOP. That was my thing. Over
What is
there.
either that IHOP or Huck Finn? Yeah, Huck
Right.
Finn over there on Damon.
That was kind of the that was kind of the thing that everybody did was after the
And you had your
club.
North Side joint. What was that? I'm sorry, Golden
No,
Nugget.
that was the IHOP and Golden Nugget. That was that was the
Yeah.
North Side. That was the International House of Prieto, as they would call it.
You could find him there. You could find him there. If you were like a
Yep.
hitman and you needed to get this guy, you just go there. He's going to be there, without a doubt.
And the same thing. You know, managements let me do whatever I want to do. I would tell them, "Hey, I want the section for our group. They're coming in right now," and everybody would show up, and it would be like a group of 25 people.
She just asked about Steak and Eggers. Patty. I never went there too much. Steak and Eggers.
I think me and you went there twice. I think that was it. Twice. I think me and you. I remember we went where the chicks went. It was the one on by 31st and Ogden Avenue. I think that was the old fire alarm area.
Yeah, and then sometimes you ended up in Mr. Taco.
Yep.
That was by the fire alarm.
Yeah.
Mr. Taco on Austin and Ogden.
Yes, that's that one. I didn't do too much. That one was like once in a great
Me
while.
neither, but it was there. It was
Right,
there.
right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, other than that, well, I mean, hey, so I'm gonna just say this, everybody. Some of us do work tomorrow.
Yep.
I hope if you're not working, you can get back into the game. I pray for everybody out there. Everybody being successful means a happier world. And I'm for that. If we were talking about health earlier. Once again, don't look at the clock and the watch and the calendar. When you wake up, evaluate yourself and take it from there, everybody. I want to see you there and everywhere for a long time. I mean, we're going to have to face that day. Hopefully not sooner than later. And, we want to dance and celebrate life. And music is a great cure too, right? So, enjoy the music, enjoy life, your family, your friends, like we are here right now. And, Angelo, you've been great to visit me here. I had some good people that I hit last minute, man. You were one of them. And I'm like, come on, I got to get one of them. So outside of that, I'm going to share your link again. So remember, everybody, this is for the Angelo part of stuff. And if you're out there somewhere and you got to find me. Let me just throw that on there real quick. You have anything to say, Angelo? Any closing statements?
I appreciate the invite. Thank you for everybody. This is all last minute. Seriously, all last minute. So I appreciate that. I look forward to doing the part 3 of our interview.
Yeah, we're gonna do it on his show.
Yeah, we'll do the part 3 of the interview, and then you're gonna do an interview with me. So it's either or, whatever.
Yeah.
However that's. So
yeah, and it's gonna be laid out like Johnny Carson or something.
So yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for.
I just showed your age there. I said Johnny Carson, and everybody else.
A little younger than Johnny Carson. Little younger.
Yeah. So there we go, Patty, Christine, everybody has been sticking there. We appreciate you all. I guess these are the main stayers there. We do have some viewers still. And hey, don't forget, you can catch my show on a rebroadcast or replay. You can replay it at YouTube, on Facebook, and on that's only and Mixcloud. But Mixcloud's only audio. On the others, you get video. So you can replay these shows. You want to just give somebody a little different side of history, replay them. And on that, I'm going to say thank you very much, Angelo. Thank you, everybody. And we will see you next time on my show here, Mixmania TV. Here, where's that caption at? There we go, Mixmania TV. And thank you, everybody. God bless you. Good night. Stay in the mix. Angelo, I will see you soon, my friend.
No problem. See you then.
Okay, brother. Bye, everybody.